And hello, everybody.
Hi.
Happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. Artyom's gone. Artyom died for the session, just so y'all know. We're Hard Knock Dice. My name is Jonesy, your dungeon master for the evening, and these beautiful people beside me over here. I got it the right direction. I did that so enthusiastically that I would have had to roll with it if I pointed the wrong direction. However, these beautiful people beside me are your heroes for the evening, my best friends. Today we're going to continue across Eberron, but before we do, as always, if we can please, I can just press the button. If you can please go click on that link. We're raising money with Extra Life, specifically for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So you can donate one of two ways. You can either click on that link, or you can just scroll down and go click on the button and donate right here at Twitch. So you don't even have to go anywhere.
Woo!
You can be lazy and just do it right here on the page. And open your heart wallets, do the lawful kind thing, and be a hero IRL. So go do that thing. I think that is all of the announcements for this week. We did have a birthday last week, and a birthday 20 was handed out to our very own Mr. Crowley, our Corvair International Man of Mystery, as it were. So happy birthday, Matt, again.
Is Crowley Austin Powers?
Yes.
Oh God.
That's an alter ego. Sorry,
Word.
Matt, now you have to make it happen.
That's so stereotypical of a bard. I feel offended.
Yeah, baby.
So, before we get into a bit of a recap, I am just going to do this at the top this week so we don't have to break up flow of play or anything. However, folks, we are dealing with evil in this campaign. We are a high-level campaign dealing with body horror. So, content warning, things may get rough. We're dealing with people called like Durn the Corruptor and Mordain the Flesh Weaver. So if that stuff isn't for you, feel free to mute us and click away, because your mental health is more important than your support to us here. So, now with that said, and with Pip getting mighty large on the screen for some reason, Pip cast enlarge.
Woo! Good spell.
What's going on here? Why you get so big?
Not blocking me out, so I don't care.
Brother. Alrighty. Anyways, now that's all out of the way. And Art Kent was the one saying that he doesn't remember what happened last week, and he needed to hear the recap.
Well, too bad.
All right. Got to give RTM amnesia. So, last we left off, our heroes, the Shining Vanguard, Top Tookie did not thwart an assassination attempt against Milo. As a matter of fact, he was indeed assassinated. However, his dear best friend Kaushik
He got better.
sacrificing herself with a legendary magical item called the Life Turner, sacrificed her own life to save his, bringing him up and taking her down. They eventually did capture and kill that assassin, learning that it was Lady Tavin, a member of a house of assassins of sorts back in Sharn. After dealing with her and having to resurrect Kaushik on this island, they were greeted with a visitor. Kaushik, for one, met her dear old friend Dario, a vampire that got tired of being a vampire and into dust in the morning sun, along with her by his side. She met him on that border of life and death. And Artyom met Durn the Corruptor, an eldritch old being from the plane of madness, who kindly and really benevolently gave him the option to step aside and move out of the way, to not get in between him and what he loves. Him is not really a correct term for Durn, as Durn is more of an it more than anything. However, Artyom, knowing what the Shining Vanguard has to do and knowing what he was made for, declined this kind option that Durn gave him, in which Durn said, "I will make you my new plaything in that case." And in the midst of a ritual resurrection done by our friend Crowley, did something to Kaushik which caused her to shed away her current visage into a new one, Koshik now takes the visage of an undead mind flayer, a dead gray purple skin with tentacles at her mouth, but new abilities, and also the abilities to just sort of hear her friends' thoughts and vice versa. They then went back to Crownholm after dealing with this threat towards Milo's parents, to where our friend Gandwin is king here. They have sought out the assistance of the 12, some mighty mages of Eberron, in turning their airship, the Stormbringer, invisible. And we're discussing strategies and tactics about what they could do next to help aid their mission here in taking out the daughters of Sorakel. Some of them floating around currently are discussing some sort of deal with Mordain the Fleshweaver. However, at the end of last session, with folks hanging out on the boat, reading books, our dear friend Gandalf just wanted to spend a night with the people of Karnath. Go down to Crownholm one last time and have a nice night out. As he boarded the Stormbringer, he got on his old clothes, where he just looked like someone from the streets of Karnath, and saw a tiny, impossibly black dot just floating in the air atop the Stormbringer's deck. And in getting close to it, it brought him in and began twisting his limbs and attempting to essentially make him part of it, and putting him in its own spin cycle atop the deck of the Stormbringer. And that is where I'm going to ask what everybody else is doing right now. Where is everybody else at? We're going to leave him, Ganwin, in his own spin cycle for a few moments. But if you would, for your imagination, Ganwin is currently just spinning around, trying to get his arms out of this tiny black dot.
Muffled cursing is heard from your inside. Fucking go wrong.
Shit.
What the fuck?
It's gotta be the absolute worst Kingsguard in the history of the fucking Corvair. They're like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Nobody's got eyes on you.
The Kingsguard cannot currently see the ship.
The ship is invisible.
I think Pip, if you looked in where she was kicked up reading the book, you would see in that like main area, you would see a guy. He's kind of average looking, about medium height, shaggy brown hair, a little bit darker skin than Pip's. He's got his right eyebrow is really scarred, lots of fine scars, what looks like a healed like rope burn around his throat, burn scars and stuff on his hands. Just reading, like studying and everything. He puts the book up, stands and stretches, and as he stretches, kind of shifts into, and the scars melt away into more of like a conventionally good-looking guy, right? So much that he would draw a lot of attention, but it's gonna have like a successful kind of cocky evening, playing cards or what have you. And Pip goes to walk up to the deck of the ship because she's gonna go find some cards, find a little trouble to get into.
Okay. Where do we find everyone else in this moment? We're gonna pause right there for Pip. Where's other folks at?
RTM's gonna shapeshift into a bird and eventually find wherever Erish's room is at.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fang being a bird that is trapped in the room.
Okay.
And then whenever he tries to shoo me out or shoo RTM out, I'm just gonna jump on him.
Okay.
You revert into a person.
We'll pause right there. Where do we find our other four?
Probably would have just gone to his room to read.
Okay.
Yeah, ever since we got back, that's where Koshik's been too, in her room.
Okay.
Been a minute.
what is Milo's room currently serving purpose as / looking like? Because when he left, he had a room and a workshop, and a bunch of shit changed. And I'm gonna be honest, I haven't fully kept track of all of the changes and details.
Unless the Shining Vanguard here says differently, your room is untouched. However, it is clean, as Arish has continued to keep it up. Your linens are folded, your nightstand dusted, your basin filled with fresh water. Seems Arish has kept it as if you were just going to return the next morning. You go into your workshop, and you know who's been here. You look around and your eyes find everything organized exactly how you didn't leave it. Now, you could think that Arish did this, but the projects that were going on, the perfect type text handwriting in ink that would be impossible to do with human accuracy, taking notes of different projects down, as well as just a stack of books that you do not recognize left behind.
That is where Milo is going to be.
Okay. Unless you want to say differently here, Milo, 3 books are left behind you here, because these are both your characters. I'll let you decide what was left behind and what wasn't, but there are three books that would have been left here for the Shining Vanguard to continue to pursue what they were doing.
Otto will have left everything that was not necessary for rocking him and socking him. So
Okay. In that case, you find a manual of intelligence, which is quite a thick tome. You will also find 2 other books. One is the memoir of the Gorgon, which is a member of no role necessary for Milo. He is from Sharn, and he for someone who has unfortunately met their hero in Merrick's Decaneth, you know who the Gorgon is. As well as an old religious text, which is more out of place than the other 2, but there nonetheless. And that's where we'll pause with you. Azur, where do we find you?
Yeah, I believe you'd find Azur probably top deck near the Fey Gardens.
Hey.
Curled up. Yeah. Like, huh? What's going on there? Yeah. No. Probably Mazur's tail curled around him, just chilling. Oh, what's going on over there? If you can hear anything. I don't know. Maybe it's muffled because he's getting sucked into a singularity. Can't hear sound, sorry. He's really into this book.
In that case, if you are indeed in the garden with Mazur, we will pick back up here, atop the deck of the Stormbringer, in which Gandalin is currently flipping over and over again. Azur, you take note of Gandalin's presence just walking up onto the deck, and then next thing you notice, he is being tossed around quite violently. Pip, you're making your way up the stairs, and the 2 of you walking up on opposite side of the ship. See in the middle, the King of Karnath and your friend Gandalin is going just around it in a circle at the moment.
I was saying, am I able to is this is something that's like is actively happening? Can I misty step away from this fucking thing that is spin cycling me?
Does Gandalin look like Gandalin?
Yeah, I was gonna be casting this guy. I was gonna be casting it once I got once I was exiting Crown Hall.
He was gonna use them all night
I was gonna use them through the night to not look like me.
That'd be hilarious. Just some dude walks in. Who the fuck is this? What the fuck is happening?
However,
if I have an extra opportunity to to try to fucking get away from it, because you said it was like bending and like fucking up my prosthetic arm, right?
Correct. The prosthetic arm is currently
origamied.
Yes, bent in odd and strange ways that it shouldn't be, and condensed down to a point that it shouldn't be allowed to. I've let you do your strength saving throws. I'm gonna let your two friends do what they might want to do, and then we'll come back to you. Azur and Pip, as soon as this happens, one cresting the stairs, one looking up above the garden. Is there any, if anything, unless you would just like to see Ganowin go through this alone, is there anything that you would like to do?
I guess I'll done
Pip's
reading.
been having some feelings.
Fucking goddamn shit!
Oh, just gonna go mentally caution. You might want to get everybody up here, and she's gonna cast Mage Hand and pull out her paints. And she's like looking at that. Like, can she see? She can see as a little dot that's like pulling him in, right?
Yeah, you get a little bit closer to it. I will say that
Got a lot.
Yeah, you get a little bit closer to it, and you see just part of your leather armor, like the buckles on it, start to sort of pull up and away from your armor and towards this thing as you get a little bit closer to it.
How far away would I be when that happens?
About 10 feet.
About 10 feet. Okay. So take a little step back till my buckles relax. And she's gonna hastily paint a little wooden box and put her paints back up, and she's gonna set it on the Mage Hand, and she's gonna send the Mage Hand around to try to get behind it and like try to close on it.
You can try to shut the box in. Okay.
On the dot. Yeah, she's gonna try to catch the dot in the box.
Okay.
Because it was my metal buckles, right? It wasn't just all of me that pulled.
Those were
right?
like the first things that seemed to be attracted
first
to
things,
it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it seems that this thing is in some way a bit more magnetic, but I will say, considering how Ganowin is currently flipping and turning in the air right now, you think there is also gravity involved. All right. You draw a what material is the box made of?
Wood, like the same kind of ship's wood that she would have painted to repair the ship back on the plane of air.
You take that box, it travels more and more quickly, shuts on top of this thing. You still see part of Ganowin being pulled into this. The box and shatters and is sucked into this small black dot.
It doesn't matter the direction, even from behind. It
just got
yoinked right into the. Okay.
Yeah, Azur, what would you like to do?
Guess I'm closing this book. Can't get any reading done around here. Get up, start walking closer. I guess when I get to that range to where I see the same thing happening that happened to Pip, I would stop and I don't know, try to cast Levitate on my buddy Ganowin, see if we can levitate him out of this, whatever the fuck's going on.
Levitate touch?
Oh shit, his Levitate touch?
I think so.
Hold on.
Or does that have a range?
Or does that range? I could be totally wrong. I thought it was one of those touch spells.
No.
If it's not, that'd be
60-foot
great.
range.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you cast Levitate. We'll see when it gets to Ganowin's turn right here. That helps him out. So, Ganowin.
Yeah.
You're on spin cycle right now.
Fantastic. I feel very dry.
Your prosthetic arm has been folded and you feel very dry. Ding cycle's done. Okay.
I think we're good.
As your arm is folded over many times, you feel your other hand just being ground into it, taking all that force damage from last time.
Ow!
Attempting to pull yourself out and away from it. You feel that at this point, you're past the point of physically pulling yourself away. You go to want to Misty Step away from this thing.
Yup.
I want you to roll me a wisdom check to do so.
Oh, balls. Okay. All right.
You got it. You got it.
As
fine.
you're sitting here, you feel that you are at a point now where it's
What a way
no
to lose
longer
a character.
no do what?
That's a way to lose a character.
No, sometimes
I got ate by a marble.
black holes happen, man.
Don't worry, man. We'll be right there with you in a few seconds.
Mouse.
Apparently not. Y'all are chilling. What can I do from this distance at the moment?
What's up, Jones? What were you saying, man?
As you're no, you're fine. As you're physically attempting to pull yourself away, somehow a connection with this thing. Perhaps you can bend it to your will, and if you're able to pull yourself away from it, maybe you can mentally overpower this. Roll that wisdom check for me.
Mentally overpower a black hole. Okay. Cool. Yeet. Oh. 22.
Oh shit.
19 on the D20.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's good. Your DC
power.
was 20. I was expecting
Authority.
I was expecting this to go a couple of rounds.
Yeah, what the fuck? DC 20!
It was a DC 20.
I'm a +3!
He said a couple of rounds.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah!
I was wanting to roll some more force damage against
Fuck you!
Fuck me indeed.
Well, black hole gets bigger and swallows a ship.
Okay, well.
Goodbye.
Dana, when you feel this power, not sure. You physically tried to pull away. It pulled your other arm in and has folded your other arm into oblivion.
Wait, my good one?
No.
Oh!
You're prosthetic.
Oh, okay.
You're prosthetic.
Call me the Nub King.
What does Ganduin think as you feel some sort of connection and power over this? What does Ganduin show to show a force of will over this thing?
Man, I want to pretend like it would be something like, I hesitate to say elegant, but anything like refined or with any kind of dignity, but it's probably spit me out, you fuck.
And to reinforce that, a memory. What memory does Ganduin go back to?
A memory.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say if there's a memory that speaks to like command, I would say probably it harkens back to when he first joined the army, when he was first being trained to fight. Fucking female elven instructor who took some of the time to teach him how to fight a little more in a way that would work for him, since he was not a big guy. Took him aside, gave him basically some private lessons, and kicked his ass a lot.
This thought, this will, this memory reinforcing them both. Azur and Pip, you feel that gravitational pull subside. Ganduin stops flipping and going through his very own spin cycle here. Ganduin, your prosthetic arm folds infinitely and unfolds into a flat metal sheet, separates into 20 different pieces, rods that sort of float in the middle of this black dot that sort of expands and contracts and expands once more. Your prosthetic arm comes back together in the pieces that you will it to. Hand, forearm, separated by pieces of this singularity. Golden rings now forming around your fingers. If you could please add Horizon's Reach to your inventory.
Oh. Okay.
Have my box back.
Is the box in evidence?
The box is nowhere in evidence. I am so sorry, Pip. That was absolutely obliterated.
Figures.
It just comes back a little bit dusty. It's got little wood chips on it.
Bit of sawdust on the edge.
Huh.
You sit there and you look at it. Control over this prosthesis is no longer just physical. It's not like what Otto had built for you. This is about power, will over the bits that connect it. As you're sitting here, your hand shoots off of your arm and hits near the helm, just embedding itself into the helm itself. You sit there for a moment, just your forearm sort of pointing at it, at the hand that separated itself over towards Nubas, and sort of lean back and forth, and you see the hand doing the same thing from a distance.
Grapple yourself in.
I suppose, yeah.
With sort of the willpower over it, you think you could do either. Bring it back to you, or bring yourself to it.
Yeah. For the moment, I'm just gonna yank it back to myself.
Pippin, is where you watch the hand fly back perfectly in line.
And the singularity is gone, right? You said the singularity is part of the arm.
You see it as a part of your elbow, as a part of your wrist, separated now in different parts.
Well, what the hell was all that about, Gentlemen?
What the fuck do I know? Looking at my arm.
Did you get out?
It would seem so, except it is now in my arm. I like full extend the arm, like point at the elbow and wrist.
As you go to extend your arm just sort of separates the finger joints above finger joints above finger joints. The palm itself flat, like flies a little bit away from the forearm. The forearm separates a bit from the elbow. And so by the end of it, Gandalf sort of like reaches up to show you his arm, and his arm is like 4.5 feet long, and then brings it back down.
Okay. Oh, not doing that. I'll be back, and I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay.
Call back out to Kaushik. Never mind. Seems like everything's all right.
That's a good question for Kaushik. Is Kaushik currently allowing other folks to sort of, in this 120-foot radius, are you still absorbing all of these surface thoughts, or are you attempting to block them out?
If I have the choice, I'm probably going to attempt to block them out.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to read.
Yeah. That's true. I forgot you were attempting to read.
Yeah.
I forgot you were reading the strength book. God damn it. How could I with that image that Kent posted? Jesus Christ. Don't post it again. I'll die. You easily quiet them.
Wonderful.
Easily. Suppress all those voices. And when we look at Kaushik reading this book, is she maintaining her disguised self, or is she in all her new undead mind flayer glory?
Yeah, I'm by myself. There's no one that I'm trying to disguise, like hide from. So I'm just vibing as
like
cool.
One mouth tentacle holding the book, the other one turning the page.
Sure.
All right. Where's Gainwin going to? And our Pippin is we're following anyway.
Pip's not. Because when she came up on deck, and as soon as she saw that there was like something amiss, she immediately like transformed back into how we know her, right? Little chick with the blonde hair. And so once clearly Ganon's fine. He's going on. She'll kind of like, you'll see her kind of switch back to that guy. And she's like, these fucking people. And she leaves the ship to go into town. She needs a drink.
Can I get... Ganon's going downstairs. It changes back. Azur, can I get just a wisdom check from you? Just D20 plus your wisdom real quick.
Uh, 19.
19's very good. It might be just changing into someone that's familiar to you. Maybe you've seen them in crowds before. Maybe she's just changing into someone that you've seen, so she's not recognized. But that form she looks familiar somehow. We go back under the ship. Gandalin, where are you heading to?
Fucking the workshop.
Hold on. Back to reading.
Azor just fuck it. I guess it goes back into the garden. Begins reading. We hear calm lo-fi music coming from Fimble's workshop, candy workshop. That is on the.
Got the lo-fi beats.
Yeah, I got the lo-fi beats going on.
Hell yeah.
I'm just gonna. This music's a little too serious for me. Again, when you go down, you interrupt Milo's serene moment.
Yep.
For the moment, go ahead. Go for it.
Milo!
Oh, he probably has completely ignored all of the actually pragmatic tomes and is just looking through Otto's projects and...
What? Come in.
He's hastily stacking away notes and books and, as is his nature, just kind of piling it on a shelf.
Door shoved open.
Yes.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Milo will evaluate it to the best of his ability.
Sure, go ahead and roll an Arcana check for me.
Just... You did this! Hey, you did this!
Believe that's a 32?
Holy shit.
It was DC 35, sorry.
That may actually only be a 31. I'm so sorry.
Okay. With a 30.
Oh no, 32.
32. With above a 30. The DC
30
was
plus.
33. So no, with over a 30. You evaluate this. You can clearly feel, albeit it seems as if it is under Gandolin's control at the moment, but when Milo moves his hands closer to evaluate, you can clearly feel a gravitational pull towards this thing. Do you think that Gandolin currently has at least part of a sphere of annihilation embedded into his arm?
Excuse me?
Oh, that's just lovely.
He says with a facial expression that says that is not at all lovely.
So before we go any further, how the fuck did this happen?
He's probably like trying to like not touch it, but like evaluate it without touching it.
Ah! Not
With
so
my
close.
good hand, pointing at you.
Oh.
You say, how did this happen?
Clarify, please.
I'm not trying to touch myself with the arm. I'm like, the guy that tore apart the one of you that was tearing apart the ship in the middle. There was a fucking little marble floating in the air.
And you believe that was a remnant of the other me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It fucking I don't think anyone knows what origami is. It's folded my arm up into really small and then when I was trying to get away from it, it then fucking blah, and then this.
You're very descriptive. Okay. Does it
Fucking
hurt?
minor illusion. I recreate the scenario in like gray and black, like mist and shadow.
Right. I'm gonna need to look at this a little further. That's not how that usually works. Are you in pain?
And he's like actively looking for like signs of deterioration at the edge of like Gandalf's shoulder, wherever it connects and such.
Not anymore.
You look at where it's connecting to the shoulder. It's not. It is, you pull Gandalf's like clothes up and off of it. It is hovering a couple of like millimeters away from his skin.
He's still checking for deterioration and all that, like, because he knows what a sphere of annihilation does.
Yeah, no, you check it, you look at it. Skin is perfectly fine.
Okay, so first things first, don't touch anything with those
My
parts.
hand?
The parts that are... Do you know what a sphere of annihilation is?
No!
It's a colloquial term. It's a condensed mass.
He tries to explain black holes in layman's terms. Probably not very well, but he's trying very hard to tone it down.
Right.
Gandalf finds a pencil in the room and shoves it into his wrist.
Okay.
You take it and you just shove it into
like a pencil, and I just go.
Yeah, it's like sticking it into a grinder.
No! Yeah, don't touch anything. Like at all.
Does Milo think he could like make him a glove? Or an elbow gauntlet?
It's also in my elbow, yeah.
You don't think that as you're looking over it, and I think, well, this is actually a good question, I think. Does Gandalf, either consciously or subconsciously at this moment, want to hurt Milo?
Uh-oh. I don't like that question.
I think in this moment of like freak out, that's kind of been like blasted away.
Okay.
Like that is
in this moment, it's not even
on his mind.
It's not even there. You, as you're going to examine it, Milo, the spheres themselves seem to have mastery over the metal that is near them. And as you go to like move his arm around where it is just that sphere where the elbow joint would be, sheets of metal sort of and fold up and around them, as if stopping you from even touching it.
Did you do that on purpose?
I don't think so.
I think you should figure out how to do that on purpose.
I don't look at it, and I guess I just think about it. I just go, like, cover and uncover.
Retract it. Oh, okay. There we go. You should keep that covered. That's dangerous.
Don't you tell me how to dress.
All right. I will look further into this, but I'm gonna be honest, this is a new one for me, and that is saying something.
I think with a 30 Arcana also, Milo would probably find interesting. Both of you have intuited, yes, it was left behind the alternate version of you. But that alternate version of you fizzled out into lavender energy. I think what Milo might find interesting is that this thing had enough mass that it stayed. It stayed here.
His last comment about looking further into the stands.
So just, while we figure this out, be careful, keep it covered, and don't touch anything with it if you don't have to. You seem to have control over it, but things we don't know stuff about can be, volatile.
Probably not like actually making eye contact with Gandalf. He's like nervously side-eyeing the black hole arm the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He just turns around and watches.
Okay, anytime.
So Azur is resting in the garden reading. Pip is left off into the city somewhere, presumably. Gandalf going on about his nightly plans, or has this altered his plans for the evening?
He's gonna go about the same plan a lot more self-consciously.
Gotcha.
And a lot more of not using his left hand.
Gotcha. Okay. You head out. And for just for my knowledge, is Pip out there as the you've described two men to us at this point, same man, different visages. Is Pip going out with these scars or without?
Oh, without.
Okay.
The scars are when was like studying and like really kind of focused, but now she wants to be attractive, but and engaging with people and stuff like that. So
okay, all right. So you two do you guys want to go out and do anything specifically for this night? Just to sort of frame this for everybody, this is supposedly at least the last night that you're not going to be in Droam. This is going to be the last night that you'll be safe for some time at this point. So is there anything I would like to know first, you two that are going out into town at this very moment, is there anything that you would like to be doing for this night, and also any of our other folks on the ship other than reading?
Only other thing Azur would have said once Gandalf comes back up, kind of look up from his book, and Milo help you figure out if that's dangerous or not.
So you also went down into the workshop?
No, he was on the deck when I came back up.
Oh, gotcha.
Just the way he went down, Azur is assuming to check it out with Milo.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Keep on going.
Okay. Jesus. Back to the book. Last time I'll probably get able to read.
Touch my face.
Pip and Gandalf?
Nothing specific. Just wanted to go out and just like bar hop a little bit, go to have a couple drinks, just kind of almost just kind of people watch, just kind of sit and have a few drinks, and just observe.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, persuasion check?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 16.
Okay.
Persuade your hand and not kill anybody.
Yeah, just eat. It's just sucking someone's face in.
I just wanted to see how the night went. I am going to roll a. Okay. And what about Pip?
Pip would have gone looking for the roughest side of town that she could find. She wants to find where it's brutal and dirty and people are ugly, not necessarily physically, but where it's bad.
On the side of town that gets less attention. I think that is very much possible here in Crownholm and in Karnath. You go find where I'll say this. You go and you see a guy who clearly does not belong in this castle, but you've also seen him talking to Gandalf as well, so you know he's trustworthy. You see Sergio, which is a big Mr. Clean looking motherfucker in like a black t-shirt, completely bald head and big silver like loop rings. You know that he doesn't belong in the castle, and you know that he would know where to go.
So she'll like walk up to Sergio and go, "Hey, can you point me toward a good card game? One where they're too concerned with the rules."
Duh, I can do this. Seeing you two come out at nearly the same time, boss, is how he addresses the King of Karnath. Boss, I'm good for tonight. We're all set.
Yeah, do whatever, Sergio.
Yeah, I show you. Come on. Sergio leads you through streets and stuff to an old bar where he would hang out as well, and he gets a couple of cups of vodka, sets one down for you, and you are on the seedier side of Karnath. Card games, there's a fighting pit, off to the side, people just slugging it out for tons of betting going off to the side. Yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to do specifically in this space?
So Pip would be, she'd have a drink, she'd be kind of like watching the fights, flirting with women and men, but she'd really be watching people. She's keeping an eye out for anybody that looks like maybe they're being abused. Okay. Or like that they're like victimized more so, right? Not just like have a hard life, but kind of victimized.
Yeah.
So while she's doing all these things.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Roll a D10. That wasn't going to be helpful. Okay. That's not useful. Okay. Perception. So that would be a 23.
23. Very good. Yeah, I'll say on this side of things, it's getting fairly late at this point after everything, so there's a bunch of guys getting in their cups at this point. And you see one of the staff that's walking here, pretty average looking girl, sort of auburn reddish hair tied back and out of her face, working, got her like bar apron on, white blouse dress, walking around this place trying to just make a living off of whatever she can do in here to get it done, walking through, and you see Sergio, who's just sort of sitting at a card table right now waiting on you, pulls out a seat, opens it up to you, and about as soon as you see that, you see someone grab her by the arm and like take her and set her on his lap, and that's doesn't seem to be uncommon at the moment.
Pip will just kind of lean over and go, "I believe you're interfering with her ability to do her job."
What?
And reach over, grab the girl's elbow to help her stand up. Let her do her job.
Give me an intimidation check. Go, unless you know your DC right now is gonna be 20 for one natural 18.
It was 14 on the dice plus 8, so 22.
Holy shit.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Nope. Sorry, that was my insight. Nope, that was a lie. So it's only 17. I missed it by 1.
I think I'm helping her do her job. How about you go fuck off somewhere? And he cheers his glass to your forehead and downs another beverage.
And this is what Pip's been waiting for. She stands up. She walks over. She grabs the girl and moves her away. And gets down really close. It's like, "I don't think so. Would you like to go outside?"
I'm gonna give him an insight check at disadvantage. You want to go out? Oh, you're still here. You're serious.
Yeah, I'll go outside with you.
Come along then.
He gets up, stands up, grabs another beverage, downs it, throws it behind the bar. And you know what? Maybe. Yeah. And he just follows you out. Roll initiative for me really quickly. I don't think this is going to last very long, but we'll see.
So that was a nat 20.
Yeah.
My initiative is 4, so 24.
All right. First, before I roll, I'm going to...
That noggin about to be concave.
We're just going to roll a general threat dice here. Okay, well, my D100 up there doesn't want to work, so we'll roll it over here. Okay. You said you rolled a natural 20? All right. Well, I rolled a natural 5. So he is barely like sets a cup down that he's just finished again, goes to like wobble around on one side and turn his head, and you're already there. What are you doing?
Before I start, DM, can I tell, is this guy like, is he just like garden variety asshole, or is he like kind of brutal? Do I get the feeling that he's like kick a puppy kind of dude?
Give me an insight check.
That is a 17.
17. On the 17 insight, I think Pip is aware of the underbelly of a lot of different cities. And familiar with gangs and mobs of all sorts, including the one she was a part of. So when you see that this guy has a tattoo under his collar that sort of flies open as he's setting up his other drink, of a circle with a three-pronged claw across the front of it, like on the top of his chest, that Pip knows that those folks, while you don't know the name necessarily on a 17, that those folks are known for trafficking.
All right, cool. So as soon as they get outside and like kind of around the corner, she's gonna immediately, it's like a switch, and she's back in her normal look, and she's gonna sweep his leg so he lands on the ground.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Let's go.
17.
Nice.
Meets it, beats it with a 15, giving him, well, you know what? I'll roll a D4 for his strength. I'll give it a D4 for his modifier. And I roll a 1. What did you roll?
17.
Bring his total up to, I think I rolled a 15, so that would bring his total to 16. His feet go out from under him. That's your action to do so. Well, is it it's just part of your attack? Do you have extra attack? I don't think you do.
No, I don't think so.
Very well. So you sweep his legs. You got a bonus action if you'd like to do anything with that.
Can I use? I've got a bonus action of 2-weapon fighting. Can I pull a dagger on him?
What's the?
Or do I have to already have it? Sorry.
Technically, it's supposed to be a part of the attack actions.
Oh, it's supposed to be a part of the attack.
However you interpret that. I think technically, because a shove can be used as in place of part of the attack action.
That's what I'm thinking. When you take the attack action and attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding. It is.
So I would have had to been holding it.
When you take the and attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand. I'm gonna say we're gonna go rule of cool in this very moment. In the sense you have made an attack, your foot's fairly light. and we're going to consider that your light attack weapon. If you wish to make a dagger attack at this person while they're on the ground, you may very well do so.
Well, I was gonna say, do you want to have the second attack be her foot? Because she'll stomp on his throat.
Oh, shit, yeah, let's do that. Okay, I like
Yeah,
that even better.
So she'll stomp on his throat.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack roll for me.
Gotta be the other foot though. Gotta be the left foot this time.
Right.
Just like a little Irish jig.
So for like, oh, and I'm sorry. So that would be a 17.
17,
I'm on 17s today.
17 will hit his AC. What is your strength score?
My strength is 12.
12, so +1, so you're gonna do 2 points of damage to him. You stomp on his throat. All right, you wait a minute. Who is a fighting? And as he looks around and doesn't see anybody that he was fighting before, but you've stomped on his throat. He's gonna stand up using half of his movement here, and he's gonna throw 2 big meaty fists towards you.
Meaty claws.
With us 10 on the first dice, and I rolled 2 6s. So 2 10s. He's throwing drunken wide swings at you at this point, and it's just stepping out of the way.
And she's gonna be snotty about it too, right? She's gonna be like, just moved barely enough, and kind of grin at him, be like, "You fighting me, asshole?" And then she's gonna pull her dagger. The one in the middle, dickwad.
Pull out a dagger.
And just a regular one, not like.
I was like, is this the fucking?
No. No.
You pull out an ancient fuck you artifact. He says, "Oh, we're fighting dirty, no problem," and pulls out a long machete looking knife from it and just sort of holds it. And you see it's stained red. That's his turn though. It's now on to you.
Okay. Let's see. So she is going to use movement to kind of dodge around and slice at his Achilles tendon.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Is that the a regular dagger thing? Okay. So if that's +10, so it'd be 22.
22 is gonna hit.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Dang, that's 212. Oh wait, no, that's a different thing. Okay, I'm gonna do that because I don't want to mess up. Okay, 7.
7 damage. Okay, it's 9 total so far. With a slice on I'm gonna say with that specifically intended for his ankle, turning around and not even a pop, just clean slice, and you see his left leg just sort of go useless. We're gonna roll. I want you to roll for me. I want you to roll a luck check. You want this to be high. Just roll a d20. Don't add anything to it.
8.
8.
So it wasn't. Yeah.
You bring out that knife, and as soon as he feels the cut and starts backing up away from you, from that cut a little bit, he puts his hands together. I can't do it, so I'm not going to. Whistles loud, and you see 3 more guys come out.
And then can I use my bonus? Can I use the 2-weapon attack with the dagger?
You're gonna have to pull out 2 daggers. Does Pip pull out 2 daggers?
Okay, yeah. No,
No?
No, she's gonna want to be nimble. Yeah, she will.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Is this still just another random dagger? Okay.
Yeah, just the other random dagger. And that's a 27 for his other Achilles tendon.
That will hit. I'll say, do you want to sacrifice damage to just knock his movement out? He will go prone if
Yeah.
you do. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want him on the ground.
Sacrifice damage to hit the other one, and he folds. He just folds backwards as he does, as he seems get her, trying to get up and like scramble away from you. I'm gonna keep them on their turns. They're gonna all bring out knives as well. 16, 21, and then 12.
My AC is a 17, so,
okay, so
one of them hits.
Only one.
Are you not wearing your chain? Your new chain?
That's a good point.
Apparently not, because there's nothing showing on here, so that's on me, I guess. What new chain? I don't know. Oh, no. Oh.
From the late Lady Tavin.
Oh, I would have been. Hang on. What does that add to it?
A decent
what
amount.
Is it regular chainmail? Is it a chain shirt, Jones?
Yes.
Magically enchanted by how much?
+3.
+3. Is a chain shirt 14 or 15?
You should just attune to it and it should tell you.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, I just did. Okay, so that it made my AC an 18, so it still didn't stop me being hit.
Okay.
Is it?
We'll look.
Is it counting her as not being attuned to it? Maybe. Hold on. What?
Yeah, you look at it. I think your AC should be like 21 with that, which would still hit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm attuned to it. Yeah. So, yep. Now I'm attuned to it.
You'll take 5 points of slashing damage as two bring out knives, dodging side to side. You've already incapacitated one on the ground who's still alive but moving. You guys are doing this out in the street. I am gonna roll you've purposefully chosen this as an area where guards do not often come. So I'm gonna roll 2 d20s and take the lower of them. Okay. No guards in sight. You got people on the street though who just turn and walk away. They see knives come out. This is not somewhere they want to be. They're not gonna risk their lives for it. Did I tell you how much damage you take? I rolled it, but I don't remember. 5, yes. You take 5 points of damage. He is currently prone, so he'll try to take a swipe at you from below. 2 5s. And it's back to your turn.
Let's see. Are those guys standing close together?
Yeah, they all three like came out of the bar, saw their friend on the ground, brought out knives, and as they do, one catches you good. And he's from the ground. He just says, "Don't kill the bitch. We'll take her too."
So I'm just gonna cast 3rd level Thunder Wave at his buddies.
That's Constitution saving throw.
Sir.
All right.
48.
It's murdering time.
They're gonna have a +3 to this.
Should not have interfered.
That will be
God his ass.
2 failures and I think 1 success with a natural 19.
So the 2 failures are gonna get. Oh, that one is just spinning and spinning. Are gonna take 11 points of damage.
9. I didn't want to have to write it down, but I've done this to myself, so we're going to.
Sorry.
You said the 2 failures are going to take 11 points of damage?
Sure.
And is it half damage on a success or no?
Failed save on a success. Yes, half.
Half. Okay, so 5.
And is not pushed. The other 2 are pushed 10 feet away.
Okay, so one who was slightly behind one of the ones that missed you, the one that hit you and his buddy that was further in the street are ripped apart. You see gore happen in the street right here in the street. As Pip, you turn around and you kill 2 of these guys instantly. I am gonna roll a quick morale check for the 3rd at disadvantage.
I was like, that's a steep.
At a natural 20 and a natural 5, one of the guys who came out of the bar and says, "You've made your own bed, mate," and fucking hauls ass down the street away from you. And you were left alone with this guy who's just sort of like crawling back away from you. And you see Ed like attempting to use his buddy running as a chance to sort of like crawl behind some trash just sort of left on the street.
He's trying to crawl back home. Eating trash.
I'm rolling the insight check for him.
That's smart fella. I'm sure.
Insight's wisdom and not intelligence.
He says, "Who the fuck are you? What do you want?" I think I've had like 6 different accents for this guy, so we're just gonna go ahead and say that he's also a changeling and is very scared in this moment.
That's hilarious.
She's gonna kneel down and she's gonna get right in his ear, and she's gonna go, "I'm the Reaper, and I'm here to make sure that you don't do this shit anymore." And she's gonna take her dagger and stab it through his elbow, like right in the joint.
Screams. He cannot move at the moment, and he is just sort of pinned to the trash right now. What the fuck do you want from me? Who the fuck is the Reaper? Help!
It's me, asshole, and no help's coming. Like no help came for the people that you've done wrong. And she'll take her other dagger and stab it through his other elbow and wiggle right in the joint. Like she's like taking apart the tendons.
You cunt.
Oh, you wish. Oh, don't you wish, me lad? And she's gonna yank her dagger out, and then she'll stab through his wrist and wiggle.
Kill this poor man, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I'd describe him as a poor man.
No. That's not the point. And she's very clear. She's not here to kill him. And she's going to like wiggle it around. And as she's doing this, her face is changing. Like it's changing and it's showing like every different person that's been in the bar. Every time she does something, he sees a different face. And she's making a real big point. And then she leans in close and she's like, "Let me tell you something. I'll be watching you. Always. You never know if it's me or someone else. And I'm putting you in charge of making sure that the women and children in this area are fucking safe. Am I clear?"
Give me an intimidation check and advantage.
Dirty 20.
30, 20. I'd also like you to make me an insight check, if you will.
Is a 25.
25. You say this to him. I will say, as you're doing this, as soon as you let your intentions be known, he is full of holes and is clearly like faltering conscious. Just full disclosure, about the third one you got into that, he would be unconscious mechanically, but we're just gonna say falteringly conscious at this very moment. He says, "Whatever the fuck you want." The barmaid from inside is walking out and goes, "What are you doing?" This is Karnath. "What are you doing?"
Just having a wee bit of fun. We've been having a chat. Just having a chat.
She turns, closes the door behind her, goes back inside. She says, "Fuck you."
Oh, I'm not here for daydreams and fantasies today. And she'll rip a dagger out into his knee, wiggle it around.
He loses consciousness.
Yeah, smack him till he wakes up. Pour some dirty water if she were, she could transform into her. She'll do the guy bit from the waist down and pee on him. Yep.
Jesus Christ. I will say that Pip is aware that he has lost so much blood at this point that it's not a matter of him just like unconscious due to exhaustion. He is bleeding out actively on the street.
Shame. So at this point, she looks around. She's like, well, he's not going to be useful alive, so he might as well be useful as a message. And so she's just going to like take apart the rest of his joints, just like popping them with the knife. And she's going to castrate him, and she's going to stick him in his mouth. And she's going to stand up, clean herself off, go back inside, get a drink, see if she can find another card game.
I should have been playing creepy music.
I don't think combat is really what this was.
No, this was a slaughter. You
Good.
stick your message out here of this outside of Karnak. It remains there. You go back in. Sergio again brings out a chair for you. Someone sitting there at the moment says, "Leave." Yep. Puts down his cards, gets up. Sit down, play some cards with Sergio for a while.
Sounds good. And she'll laugh. She'll have the best time. She's in a good mood now. Like, this is probably the best mood anybody's seen her in for weeks because it's been stressful. So, being able to flirt, laugh, drink, play cards, good stuff.
Well, let's just do a nice little transfer away from that scene for the moment.
Yes, please.
Great success.
I think here we're gonna go and do a total tone shift at the moment and go to Parrish and Artyom.
Joke's on you.
No.
That's freaky shit, boy.
Artyom, you act like a bird who's trapped gets trapped into the room. We have a brief moment of Air saying, "Oh, for the love of the stars, come here, I'm trying to help you, fella." And just you end up collapsing onto Erish. I should have known.
Yeah. Come back. And then just gonna kiss him.
You, give me a quick insight check.
Sure. 22.
22. You kiss Erish, and there's something not there. You're detecting an absence of something. It's not that. Go ahead.
What's going on?
Sort of creates some distance between you and him. Looks around at the apartment he's been set in. It's later, so you hear in another room, a couple rooms over, you hear Glop reading a book to Mop in bed. I know you have to go. I just don't want you to.
I mean, you could always come with us.
I've thought of it. someone still needs to care for Mom.
He's in a palace. I'm sure someone could take care of him.
Palaces don't give warmth. They don't give nurturing attitude. They don't teach you things that other people could. They care for you.
Bill's around.
He just looks at you.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make light of the situation. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's trying to save the world is a very dangerous thing, and I know every time I leave, I might not come back. He kind of pauses, thinking about the last time someone in the party died, and they came back as a freaking undead mind flayer.
He doesn't know this.
I know. And
you say this though, and I'm just gonna continue your insight check. Past this point, he winces when you say it.
And it's I don't know. Maybe Otto or Milo would say it's a calculation. I've got a fuel tank, or wait, a whiskey bottle in my heart, and I love you so much that when I come to meet you, I have to fill it up. So every time I'm here, I have to make sure that I take little sips while I'm gone. And I know it's not the same for you, because you don't know how long you're going to have to keep taking sips for.
Sips, whiskey bottles. Artyom, we're talking about each other.
I know. I'm not very good with words. Just I don't know. I mean, we could go to Droam tomorrow, and that could be it. Never again. Done.
Are you attempting to make me feel better?
No, what I'm trying to say is that I just want to make sure that when I'm with you, I can spend the best day of my life.
Artyom, I know the risk that you're taking. I know that all of you and your friends are going out there and doing amazing things. I know that you're going out. That doesn't mean doesn't mean that I want this. Doesn't mean that I have to like it.
I know.
Artyom, you go out and you do these incredible things, and you leave sometimes without saying anything, though I know things pull you away. I'm left here waiting. The last time you were gone, I helped plan a wedding just to keep my mind off of your absence and whether you would come back or not.
Well, maybe we can figure out a way to communicate better.
You just see a broken-hearted look. He's not even able to look you in the eyes at the moment.
If I don't go, I mean, there won't be any other time.
I know. I know. And that's the worst part. You go out and you do your amazing things. And you come back. You come back with your wildfire love, and I am just here. Begging to be ashes. And you always leave again.
Yeah, you should come with us. I mean, it will be great. You don't have to. I don't have to go. We can just stay together, and we'll figure out some sort of thing that we can keep Mop in, so he'll be safe. And
Shut up. Look me in the eyes. Tell me that's what you want. You want me to go with you.
you'll
To where
probably
you're
die.
going.
No.
Like a knife through the heart.
It's dangerous. I don't want you to be in danger.
Well, at least you understand that part of how I feel. He silently sort of leans his head against you. And I think there is some irony here that RTM can't feel Erish's tears through his armor.
Yeah, our team was just told him close.
In that case, is there anything anybody else would like to do for the night? Yeah.
A few things, actually.
Let's hear it.
After probably another hour of just kind of going over his son's research and trying to be a little closer to Otto in that way, because he's only ever been able to see Otto from a distance. And this is still a distance, but it's a little more tangible, a little bit closer than he's ever been before. And, you know, after all this time, it's visceral for him. Even as intangible as it is, it's visceral in how much more it is from just watching through a window from the void. And he eventually does pull himself out of that, albeit with difficulty, because there's things that need to get done, and he has to prepare. First and foremost, he is going to construct a lesser version of his previous drone, casting Find Familiar. And then he is going to cast Demiplane, opening a very, very familiar portal for him. A place that has kind of been his haven of sorts through all of this. It will take the form of just a regular door that any of the Shining Vanguard would recognize as the front door to his home in Sharn.
Casting this inside of your workshop.
His room.
Inside your room.
His room. He will have. Yeah.
Your old apartment door springs up. Sharn is a place of massive apartment towers, so it's probably like apartment 69134003.
Yep.
You open the door. What do we see on the inside?
A almost like uncanny valley amalgamation of various places that have brought him comfort throughout time. It is both the living room and his bedroom from the apartment in Sharn. It is the room he had built for himself in the mansion. It is his room and workshop here on the boat. It has elements of all of them kind of forced together in a way that doesn't necessarily really suit any one particular room. This is clearly not something he intentionally put together. It is guided more by his memories and feelings. And while he could exert control over it if he wanted, he has chosen not to. He's going to sit in there for a few minutes, knowing he has a limited amount of time that he can keep this door open. He knew that coming back wasn't going to be easy. He anticipated the conflict with Gandalin, perhaps maybe not the quite the degree of it, but he wasn't expecting it to be easy. Hesitating, looking around the room, that has been the closest thing he's had to a home for an imperceptible amount of time. He is going to go over to a chest where he has, he opens it up, and there's a variety of just paper-wrapped, twine-tied packages, and he's going to take out two of them. One of them a small flat rectangle, and the other a much, much smaller cube, probably no larger than like a fist or a baseball. He's just going to walk around collecting things. A coat that was hanging on a strangely placed coat rack, battered to shit, dirty, just like the rest of his outfit. Kind of sling it around his shoulders and put it on. Grabbing a couple other trinkets, grabbing a handful of, arcane shells out of like a glass bowl, the kind that would usually be used to hold fruit, and just kind of cram a few handfuls of shells into a pocket. And then he's going to go over to the ice chest. And opening it up, there will be what would probably be most closely described as crystals, lavender crystals. But they're not physical in the way that an actual mineral crystal would be, although he does seem able to pick one up. Kind of looks at it a little despairingly. On closer inspection, a physical manifestation of energy. And closing his eyes, giving a resigned sigh, he's going to tilt his head back and swallow it whole. Then just turn around, head back to the door. Probably spend a few moments looking at it, down at the packages in his hands, and step outside and shut the door.
Do you think Milo has a mirror in this place?
Yes, but probably kind of out of the way.
Okay.
The only times he would use it would be out of a sense of morbid fascination, or perhaps nostalgia. but the combination of the things that are familiar and also changed are too much for him to want to see very frequently.
Does he want to see it tonight?
Not right now.
Okay. Get these things, you bring them out the door. Crackling lavender energy from either side, just swallowing it against stronger. Shuts and is closed.
About what time is it right now, DM?
At this point, it's getting you've gone through your lab and stuff at this point. I'd say we're probably getting around to the 8 or 9 p.m. mark.
Okay, not too bad.
For those responsible of us, it's of us in the Shining Vanguard, we're getting about Betty by time.
That is an
Absolutely.
oxymoron.
Milo does not have prestidigitation, so he is going to very quickly try and clean himself up as best he can without magical assistance. Or actually, wait, there's the cleansing stone, correct?
You guys still do have a cleansing stone.
Heck yes, and he does have mending. So, holding the two packages, small rectangle, you'll probably spend the most time looking at for just a couple minutes. And decide he is not ready for that yet. He is going to set it down on his bedside table.
Okay.
But with the other in hand, the small box, he is going to go ahead and mend as much as he can, make a swing by the cleansing stone, do whatever it is he can with his unkempt mop of hair, just kind of like slicking it roughly over to one side, and looking as kempt as he can despite the strange markings on his face and the deeply, deeply, deeply sunken eyes. He is going to go seek out Erish.
Okay. Milo would not find him on the ship anywhere, but I'll say after asking around for a bit, you would ask some of the Karnathi guards who know where his apartment is. You're known to be a guest of the, I assume at least Gandalf would have made aware his guards that these folks are guests of the King of Karna. Unless he wouldn't, and in that case, this goes much differently for you, unfortunately. Maybe not much differently. You're a level, 17 wizard, so. But if, regardless, you eventually find a door to one of the royal apartments held here within Crownholm. And Artyom, if you want to tell me who answers the door.
Yeah, Artyom will answer, sure. Hey, hello? Hey, what's up?
Yeah, you'd see a poor attempt at decorum Milo standing at the door, probably looking really, really nervous.
Oh, that's great. Is Erish here as well?
Yeah, he's here. What's up?
Oh, while I was gone, I got something for him or you. Yes, it's for both of you, but maybe more for, I don't. Anyway, may I come in, please, or I can just meet you on the ship. I don't want to intrude. I'm probably intruding.
And he goes to turn and walk away.
Artyom will lean back and mentally ask Erish, do you want company right now? Yeah, we can just do it later if you don't want.
It's fine. It's in the mid.
Yeah, come on in. It's fine. Artyom feels like it's very not fine, but this is gonna happen anyway, I guess.
I mean, yeah, this is life. This is probably moments after that hug, Artyom.
Ask me what Milo got on his insight check to detect the uncomfortable room.
I don't think
3.
that an insight check is
7.
needed. I think your passive insight's probably good enough. But
It's awkward in here.
Eris straightens up very quickly. Milo.
Yeah, Milo, with the role that I made, blatantly misinterprets it and thinks that he is definitely intruding, and that is what made it uncomfortable. So,
I am so sorry. I'll be out of your hair in just a moment. I found something that I thought would be great for you two.
He says, kind of like diverting over to Artyom. And it's a like I said, a fist-sized cube wrapped in brown paper and tied with twine.
It's not got the prettiest wrapping paper. My creative talents do not lend themselves to aesthetic.
I'll give it to Erish. Here, you can unwrap it.
Very well.
I can.
Milo still thinks he is the source of discomfort, so.
You are.
And DM, I guess I'll leave it up to you what they find, if and when they open it.
You can describe it when they open it.
Sick. Okay.
But Erish looks a bit exasperated at the situation. Milo, stop being silly. Come in, have a seat.
Right.
Probably very stiffly sits down like just on the edge of whatever the least conspicuous or obtrusive chair or stool in the room is. But he also looks a little bit excited now.
Erish unwraps and hands the box over to Artyom.
It's a box.
Under the paper would be a carved wooden jewelry box. Not ornately carved, but very like smooth and well done, like beauty and simplicity kind of thing.
Right.
It's inside the box.
So,
Yeah.
pop the box open.
And inside are 2 matching rings, carved from stone and glistening gently as if oiled. They kind of have a rotating pattern on them, and in each kind of, I guess, best way to describe it would be like a DNA pattern, but as if it's twisted. And in each opening is a different magical sigil. And each sigil being engraved seems to be inlaid with gold, kind of filled with gold, sort of. Not sure how to describe it, sorry. The effects, though, I will have to leave to Alex.
It's so that you can be better at not being close together. I figured that you would like this. I've had it for a while. I found it. I didn't make it, but the other owners don't need it anymore. So I didn't kill them though. I didn't kill them myself. I didn't kill them at all.
Okay, these are lovely rings, but what do they do?
He'll give a probably brief and faltering explanation, DM.
Sure. I'm just going to go off of what you said, if you would like to explain to him what it does.
Oh, well, shit, let me open that document.
If not, then I'm scrolling to it at the moment.
Hell yeah. These rings will allow Erish and Artyom to sense that the other is alive and well. There were a few different things I put on there. DM, which of those got green lit?
Yes.
Yes, okay. There is a once a day limited sending, about 10 words or so, that can only be cast at night, and the ability is titled Lover's Missive. Some kind of mechanical benefit that is added. Sorry, I'm reading this out as I sent it as a request. So, you can sense instantly if your lover dies or suffers by suffering damage that would kill them outright, failing 3 death saving throws, or becoming subject to a death effect. Either lover may use their reaction to share the burden. You both become unconscious and stable at 0 hit points instead, and the magic of this item is then permanently lost. This item and all of its effects function as long as you're on the same plane of existence.
Backspace the last sentence.
Oh.
It will function
Okay.
across planes.
Oh, shit.
So you see, I know that it could be stressful for people who care about each other like that, to be maybe off doing dangerous things in different places of the world, and
Milo, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Anyway, I'm sorry for intruding. I'm gonna go. Have a great evening. I have a lot to do, not here intruding. Goodbye.
I'll catch Milo when he's trying to scamper off and give him a hug. Just.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Wholehearted hug.
And then I still got the box in the other hand. So, does Milo still leave? I mean, I'll let him go. Just hold him in a headlock. So now that you're here.
He's probably a little clingy if you initiated the hug. Maybe a little crying into your clothes. Maybe having a hard time emotionally, you know.
I'm just. He's stupid. I'm going to be leaving tomorrow, and I've had an old god, eldritch creature to try to split my head open with flowers and things like that. And Kaushik, well, we can talk about that later. She's fine. She's just got the one hell of a makeover, and we have these. We have these rings, so before going, do you just want to get married or something? I mean, there's no one else. There's no one else I'd ever want to, so I mean, why not? If you're all right with it.
Milo separates from Artyom and steps a few steps away, looking very intensely at Erish.
I think things are thrown at us in life that we are not expecting. I think that the weight of the conversation before this and how this was just brought up leaves things to chance. About Erish's response here. Artyom, I'll ask you.
Hi, motherfucker.
Very well. Let's see if I can get my my on-screen dice to work. Oh, it's not even on here for some reason. What happened?
Oh shit.
There we go. Always high.
Always high.
You're not blaspheming my church.
Maybe I need to refresh it. Let's try refreshing it.
Getting high on my baby.
Oh, hell yeah.
On
This
a 92.
motherfucker.
On a 92. Pulse. Yes.
Oh my God, he's a goblin.
Maniacal Milo screeching. Mop, hearing the call of his people, runs in from the other room. It goes with two steak knives that he has stolen from the cutlery or won in card games. Mop comes in with a kitchen pot on his head as armor, also with a bed frame that he has just ripped free of its bed with a club, thinking something is going on. And yeah, you three are left there, and Ayers just says, tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure Koshik can marry us or something, just real quick and fast, and before everything's happens.
Okay.
And you can, I mean, we'll be safer together, right? You can come with me now if you wanted to. I actually know a place where we could leave Mop. He'd grow up really great.
We can
Not
talk
to
about
leave.
it.
Milo knows him.
He's been continuously goblin moding this entire time. He did not stop. So it was just 2 continuous goblin modes going on. With intermittent hugs between both Erish and Artyom. And then he just kind of stops.
What?
Well, we could take him back to, Big Homie. Maybe.
All right, now I am intruding. I'm gonna go. Fucking congratulations!
Yeah.
He'll probably say that a few times as he gets closer to the door, and once more before he shuts it. And then is going to, in a much, much, much better mood, begin, bebopping back onto the ship.
Harris relieves Mop of his steak knives. Mop, please reassemble the bed. Who is Big Homie? And what happened to Koshik? And we'll just cut from that scene as you guys.
Who is Big Homie? I don't know why. The fuck
Just sitting there like,
Big Homie.
well, Big Homie is just like putting the ring on, like, so there's a giant dragon turtle with a, resort island on top of it.
Right. Very well. I think that's a good place to cut it for break for right now. If we're all good on there, we're almost at 7 o'clock. So,
Joseph, that's the last happy thing that's gonna happen. So we might as well go ahead and take a break.
Unless actually, let's go ahead and before we hop on break here, not to snatch the break away from you or anything, but to hurry some things along, even if they don't deserve it. Erish follows you to the ship. You explain to him who Big Homie is and who on the island will be taking care of Mop. I want you to make me a persuasion check.
Shit. It would be 15, but I'm exhausted still, so it's only a
Erish.
10.
Okay. 10. I think roll me a quick insight too.
Sure. Of course, a natural 20 and 16, so 21.
21. Erish is what's the word I'm looking for? Apprehensive.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell it. You can tell that he's grown close to Mop. He cares for Mop. He's like that is his been his source of attachment, but he realizes that also that Milo's parents would do just fine with taking care of Mop, if that's what you're telling him he's gonna go. I assume you're not gonna tell him the turtle himself would take care of him.
Yeah, we'll just get a little air bubble down there and he'll hang out in his mouth.
Then the answer is no, not at all.
Of course. Audrey.
Yeah, absolutely. So you tell him that. What do you tell him about Kaushik, just so I know when we go to this?
Okay. So it's apparently a thing called an owlhoon, which is not an owl and a raccoon combined like it sounds. It's a mind flayer undead thing. So she's can read everyone's minds and has face tentacles and is very pale and doesn't have any hair anymore.
God, is it? And he'll just go on for a tangent as you guys get onto the airship.
Oh, she seems really cool with it. I think she'll. we talked about ways to change her back, and she was like, "No, I'm good." I kind of think that maybe she's just sort of given up on love after, recent stuff. I don't know.
Okay. Do you think that she'll be okay doing this? Like, that sounds so rude. I can't even say it. Do you think that she'll be okay with doing this?
It never hurts to ask before making assumptions.
Okay. Do you want to ask, or do you want me to?
We should ask her together because this is cool shit. We're getting married. I'll give him another kiss.
You give him another kiss. He smiles. You guys walk down there. Kaushik, you are maybe asleep at this point with your book on your chest, but there is a knock at your door nonetheless.
I will get up and answer the door.
Okay. You see RTM and Eris standing there.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, what's going on?
You want to bury us real quick?
What? Yeah, of course. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Has Eris seen me yet?
He's looking at you right now.
Like, had he previously seen me before?
This is the first time he's seeing you because just laying in your form, you said you weren't trying to disguise yourself from anybody. First time he's seeing you like this.
My tentacles wiggle excitedly.
She's got great cheekbones, right?
He steps up to you, grabs both hands, looks you in your undead, desiccated eyes.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because it's what's happening.
That's how it is.
In your beady little rotten bud back there.
And you're absolutely disgusting, ugly as fuck. No, I'm just playing. He grabs your hands and says, it would be an honor for you to do it if you would. If not, and you're not in the mindset to do, there's no pressure at all.
No, this is incredible. I'd be so happy to.
He smiles and brings you in for a hug.
Ooh,
You're feeling a little hungry there, Kaushik.
You don't hug him back with that hesitation, and he says, no, I'm sorry. I overreached.
It's fine. I just don't know if I would hurt you accidentally. So
you don't?
Do I?
You don't. I mean, he hugs you. It feels like a hug.
Okay. Okay. Okay then.
Do you hug him back?
Right. No, I don't want to. You're scary.
That brain's just a wriggling in there, looking so scrumptious.
No worries. When you're comfortable with it.
I'll try hugging somebody I don't like so much first, just to see what happens.
Where's Delbo at? Is he still sleeping?
No, we need him to fly the ship.
You see both Nilbo and Lucas are at the dining table right
Lucas!
now.
That's fucked up.
They're
Holy
like
shit.
they're not far from your room, so you both sort of like, where's Nilbo at? And you both turn, seeing them eating like a late night chips. And Nilbo goes, "Congratulations, you both."
Thanks. Since you're my best friend, do you want to be my best man?
No.
I knew you'd say no. That's why I asked.
Lucas, probably for the first time in a while, gives you a slight smirk and head nod. Also a bit of concern on his face, but he hides it pretty well. So where do you guys go? Set this up for me. I've already set one of these up, so this is on y'all to describe and deploy. So go for it.
I do want to say real quick that
Deploy marriage.
Exactly.
for the ceremony, I will do disguise self as the Kaushik that they know and love.
Okay.
So
You don't have to do that.
Maybe
It
she's
just-
more comfortable with it.
it feels right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're you no matter what you look like. Yeah, we'll do it like well, I guess we should get everyone together who like the rest of the Shining Vanguard that's here. I mean, probably can't get Gorham and Brooms off doing things. Otto's definitely not available. So knock on doors. Hey, where's everyone at? We're getting married right now.
Everybody's woken up. I'll say
Yep.
unless Pip and Ganowin are staying out super late, you guys are gonna come, because after this conversation and the gift and stuff, you're probably looking at this is gonna be like a midnight wedding, like under the stars sort of thing.
Want to come back
That's up to y'all.
like whistling, singing, like she painted flowers for all the waitresses and all that kind of stuff. So she's got one, but she's definitely in her dude form as she comes back, kind of like singing onto the ship.
Okay.
All
I was
right.
probably already wearing like fancy clothes when he opens the door when it's knocked on.
Where's Bill at?
Bill is currently chilling with Azure. I mean, he's in Bill's spot. Bill has a spot in the garden. There is a oval like place where the flowers are laid down from where he all fours up just lays there. So you call out for Bill. What? Duh. I was awake.
Bill, I need you to be my best man.
I am the best man.
All right. Well, I mean, or not. Yeah, sure. You're the best. That's
I
what
know.
counts.
All right. I'll be best from right here.
Will you be my best dinosaur?
Best dino.
Bill hops down. What is this?
I'm getting married to Irish
Oh,
before we
shit.
leave. All right, I know it's fucking awesome. We got the crazy weird gold rings already. Milo made them, and it just seemed like the right thing to do.
Oh shit.
Or stole them, or whatever. Milo gave them to us.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're cool.
It's-
Though.
This is like forever.
Yeah.
Good. Good. I am happy for you.
Do you want to go to an island paradise?
Wood is paradise.
It's like an island, and everything's really nice and warm, and there's lots of water and vegetation. Sandy though, not swampy. Breezy, not muggy.
Pros and cons. I think about it. We make a decision later.
Okay. What the fuck is Gam doing?
It's up to you.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because he was out for about 4 hours, so I mean that time has elapsed by now because that was relatively early in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like his intent had been like, yeah, we'll fucking stay on the boat so we can leave first thing in the morning. But when he had gone down there to like grab some of his stuff before going out, I think being in his room on the ship was distinctly uncomfortable. I think he decided, like, basically made an internal excuse of, well, the boat's invisible, and just in case any last minute things need to be done, I'll stay in Crown Home and just leave from there in the morning.
Okay. You all don't see Gandwin here.
I guess maybe he's staying in the palace, or has anyone seen Gandalf tonight?
I saw him leave the ship. Haven't seen him come back in a few hours. So maybe he's in the palace. I don't know.
Can we message him?
Sure.
I don't think it should be me.
Hey, Caution, can you send the king a message?
Already on it. And I will send him a message. Gandolin, Artyom, and Erish are having a wedding ceremony. And would like you to attend right now.
RSVP.
Come back.
Invisible airship wedding.
Also, fish or steak.
That's it right there. There's didn't quite have enough pull.
Fish or steak. Both. I'm the king.
Both. I think the only response is, oh. But he would show up after you.
You go to leave your room, guards and attendants spin on just a fucking 90-degree axis. Elise, something you need?
Nope, just stepping out for a little bit. I'll be back.
Do you require accompaniment? Last time you stepped out for a little bit, we could not find you again.
I want to be your +1.
You know, I'm sure that was a one-time thing.
Yeah.
You see a couple of them smirk and just sort of shake their head. If there is something you require of us, please let us know.
Of course. Yep.
Whoop. That's the kingly departure noise.
He's wearing some like really fluffy loafers, but on the bottom of them they just loop, 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 down the hallway.
That's the noise they make when you're in the anti-magic field. Something about the way it rubs on the runes.
Oh God, just imagine you on the whole way walking down the hallway. It's like the basketball sneaker on shiny floor sound. Anyways, Ganwin, you show up to the airship. Is everybody up here? Is there anybody out of attendance?
I think as Pip walked in, she would have been like, "Married? Good party! Do this party!"
Yeah, I mean, we can party if you want to. It's definitely a joyous occasion. Absolutely.
This is to the backdrop of Milo already setting up for the party.
Very well. Tell me what it looks like. I was gonna describe it, but that's on y'all. Tell me what this looks like.
An absolute overabundance of flowers all over the airship. Like druid crafting, whitey type kind of flowers to go everywhere, and then like casting plant growth on them a couple of times. wreath, essentially, on all of the things of like flowers. And yeah, we'll just get up next to the weird box with the couple in it, and Bill, and kind of just near his spot, and right next to the garden. Simple little ceremony. Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything anybody would like to add?
Almost every single spell slot Milo has into like doing everything super.
Has prestidigitation at 9th level.
There's just random fireworks.
But actually, like,
and crown home with no source discernible. It's coming from an invisible airship.
People use minor illusion to do like. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say Otto actually had a lot more spells he could use for weddings. Milo's looking a little slim, so it's probably like just making sure there's like, I don't know, like flower petals fall. He like does like a little miniature gate behind where they're at. So there's just like a constant stream of like flower petals falling and then hitting the gate and just like a little constant cascade.
There you go.
We'll use minor illusion to do. Oh.
So you go ahead. You go ahead.
You took a breath. I mean, no, I'm kidding.
It was probably just like really awkward as he like creates the gate and then like realizes he has to like throw the flower petals in there to get the cascade started, and he's like, all right.
No? Okay. Sorry. I'm like clumsy tonight. No. So yeah, people just use minor illusion like over and over and over again, like to do like it'll look like fireworks and like the fancy kind, like in shapes of like hearts and like little things just kind of going off over on the side.
Dope. Anyone else?
Probably will play some music to match the mood.
Hell yeah.
Kaushik, while they were setting everything up, will potentially have tried to help Mop come up with a little speech to give at the wedding.
You're gonna have Mop give a little speech?
Well, yeah, I want Mop to give a little speech for his dad
at
the wedding.
Okay. All right.
He's like, yeah. I figured I would put you on the spot, DM, and for everyone.
As a little tiny dumbass goblin.
Yeah.
That boy ain't smart. Poor fella. Give him the headband of intellect for the duration of the wedding.
Oh God. Oh no. Do you want me to roll anything for it to see how it goes?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do our teaching check, which is a D20 plus wisdom plus charisma.
Okay, that's not bad because my wisdom's +5 and my charisma's +3, so +8 total.
Mm-hmm.
To a D20, which we are rolling now, which is an 18. So 18 plus 8 is 25. I can't do math.
Sure.
Let's go.
Woo! Who needs to do math?
26.
Oh, you rolled a natural 18. Okay, I thought 18 was total.
Yeah,
so
no, I rolled
26.
18 plus 8.
That's very good. In that case, I'll let Mop roll an intelligence check with advantage. Mop gets a -2 to intelligence rolls.
Okay.
It's a speech. Couldn't it be charisma?
I helped him write it.
You did. That's why I'm giving him advantage. You helped him write it.
Okay.
This is a matter of what he is capable of doing.
Well, homie's struggling.
We'll see how that goes here in a minute. So you write it down. He says, "I got it.
Okay.
I got it right here.
Oh, why does he sound like a New Yorker? Right here.
Right here.
Like, I got it right here.
Right
Okay,
here.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm walking here.
I'll have you stand with me and you give your speech.
Okay." Lucas will cast Spirit Guardians in this space, and will just cause these flowers that you got little bits of silver flame will sort of softly light the area as well. Bill stands beside you, as your best man. Erish looks at you, Kaushik. I hate to interrupt you teaching, Mom. Sorry. Could we let Lucas just do the reading? Could you stand by my side?
Absolutely.
Good. Lucas shakes his head and says, it'll only be recognized in Thrain, but I don't think that's really matters. Do you have anything that you would like to say to Erish? Or do you just want this to be a cut and dry thing?
I was frozen in time for thousands of years to...
It was like 1,000 singular. It wasn't quite 2,000, right? It's like...
For hundreds of years to be in this moment to save the world. And it doesn't feel more important than this moment. I'm saving the world not because of what I'm here for. I'm saving the world for you. It's it.
He smiles and laughs a little bit and says, when I was younger, my mother told me a story about a village who was constantly assaulted by storms. Villager one day, tired of this constant assault, went out to the storm giants who threw storms at the coast every day to ask why. When he got out there and he looked back at the shore, he saw the desert that lay to either side, and that his village was bountiful and taken care of because of these storms. It's hard to see all of the chaos in the storm, but it does bring good things. And as much chaos as you've introduced in my life. Loving you has been the greatest honor I've ever had.
Caught up in the moment, I'll roll for it. Okay, that's a 3. Caught up in the moment, Archon's gonna be like, all right, we jump to the kiss now, essentially. And kiss, blam, go.
Lucas goes, and now you're married. Trying to squeeze it in really quickly as you do it. With a decent dexterity saving throw as you go in for it. And now you're married. All right. Cool. And that's where I think we're gonna go to break. So
mop speech.
Oh, mop speech. Before I rolled a natural 3 and a natural 7, -2 for a natural 5 total. Mop goes, I can't read. As he looks at the piece of paper you've given him. And he eats the piece of paper and begins clapping. And that's where we're gonna go on break. So thank you guys for being here. We're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Drop a follow if you haven't yet, and donate extra life while we're on break. I'll press my charity button so you can go click on that link, or you can just scroll down and do that while we're on break. Give us a couple. Take care of yourself in the meantime as well. And
yeah.
Be back
Go
soon.
get married real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little shotgun wedding. Don't go anywhere. And hello. Everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Hello. Bowdy.
We are here. All the same people that were here mostly beforehand. So we are going to continue this across the Eberron campaign. We just completed a wedding. One of our players. RTM has asked heirs to marry him, which on leaving it up to the dice, rolling a 92, and always the Church of Always High wins out once again.
Faith is rewarded.
And Erish and RTM are now wed. We are going to, unless anybody has anything else for tonight, go ahead and go to tomorrow morning.
When Erish and RTM go to leave, Azor was just going to cast Summon Fae and have them pick up all the flowers and just kind of shower them with flowers instead of rice.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
Erish and RTM seen off with Fae throwing flowers at them. And that's where we'll fade to black for the night. And we are going to fast forward to the next morning. Kaushik.
Yes.
I would like you. We're going to continue a slice of life sort of thing. And I would like you to just tell me when you wake up the next morning, what is Kaushik's morning routine? What are the things that she goes to out of habit? Maybe she doesn't need to do them anymore. Maybe she still does them. What does it look like?
Kaushik never really had a complicated morning routine. She would wake up, prepare her spells, make sure her hair was still braided back nicely, which isn't an issue anymore. Maybe she'll reach up and be like, right. And she'll go wash her tentacles.
Okay.
Moisturize her tentacles a little bit.
Ooh. They definitely need them.
Yeah, that'll be about it.
Okay.
Maybe if I've got extra time, I'll sit back and read a bit more.
Very well. If you wake up early, you can make sure you guys are tracking these hours, by the way, for those that started reading early and did nothing else for the night with the exception of the wedding. You can add on another 6 hours of reading. For those of you that headed out and did other things, you can include 4 hours of reading.
Do I just keep it in my notes?
I think Milo would have easily gotten 4 hours of reading in if that's what he was attempting to do. Oh, is he? Are you reading the intellect? Yeah, I think with Milo going to the demi-plane and also getting the gifts and giving those out, that 4 hours. You've also got 4 hours of reading in. Okay. Kaushik, you're gonna try to get some early morning reading in. Is Kaushik battle ready this morning? And what does that look like?
I guess I'm ready to leave whenever everybody else is ready to leave. I'm just wearing the armor that I typically wear.
Okay. Are you wearing Dario's coat?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Kaushik reading at?
In bed.
In bed.
Mm-hmm.
Kaushik, you're reading in bed before everybody's getting up and stirring. You hear a couple of folks moving around outside. And as you're flipping through the pages, just stretch a bit in between your old dead ligaments getting tight here.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, here, it's been a while since I've stretched. That feels nice.
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
What does what mean? Who are you? Kaushik? Where am I? Why can't I see? Hello?
Do I recognize the voice?
100%.
Oh, go ahead.
Dario.
Oh my god. What is going on?
That's what I was asking you. Kaushik, is that you? Why is it so dark in here? Why can't I move? Your arms move up and touch your own head. Wait a minute. What is this? What are these? And you like shake a couple of tentacles.
Stop. Dario, stop.
You feel that the coat is moving your arms. What is this?
I don't want to alarm you, but I think that you're your coat.
I'm a what?
Oh god.
What is going on? I'm a coat?
I think you're a coat.
A jacket.
Can I take it off? Can I take the coat off?
You gotta take this coat off.
Taking it off, break my attunement to it.
No. You need to be separated.
Okay.
Unattuning from something's like a mental process thing.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll just take it off and kind of like hold it up.
Okay. You hold it up.
Oh, move your arms.
You see the coat goes.
Oh my god.
And just empty, flailing, flapping arms. What is this?
Oh no.
I can't see anything. Someone needs to explain to me what's going on right now.
I think, okay, I will ask questions to people very much smarter than me, but for now, I think the only explanation that I can give you is I think your soul may have been merged with your coat whenever I took it, when I came back. So what I'm going to do is go talk to Crowley and Milo together and see what we can do for you. Just stay calm.
Calm? You're telling me I'm a coat!
You're a coat, yes. That's what I'm telling you. I say as like I'm kind of like hustling with like holding the coat and taking it. Crowley's door first.
Okay.
Crowley?
Yes.
Can you accompany me to Milo's lab quickly, please?
Crowley will step out of the door and accompany her.
Okay. My thought process here is Crowley knows souls, Milo knows magic, so that's where we're going.
But our powers combined.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. And then to Milo. Milo!
What got us here?
Apes together, strong.
Milo.
What?
Um.
What time is it, DM?
Early, probably like 7 a.m.
Oh,
Sorry, brother.
Milo, surrounded by probably several cups of coffee, is probably fiddling around with half disassembled ammunition on a table.
Kaushik, what are you doing up? You're never up this early.
I was reading. It doesn't matter. I need your help.
What is he saying?
I'm holding
Sure.
Dario's jacket up. Can they hear as well?
She's just holding a coat up to you at the moment.
Dario, speak.
I've been speaking. What are they saying? I can't hear them.
Can you guys hear him?
With a 19 insight, does he think Kaushik's crazy?
Well, currently she's saying she's holding up her jacket, and I guess there is a chance that Milo knows what happened between with Dario. But currently she's saying, Dario, speak to her jacket.
Right.
What do you think the jacket's saying to us right now, Kaushik?
If you can't hear him, I think that the only reason that I can is because I can hear everything and everyone. I think his soul was fused with this jacket.
Stop
I think
talking about me like I'm not here.
They can't hear you. It doesn't matter.
He doesn't matter.
Milo's gonna do two things in order. First, his insight check was high. He doesn't think she's absolutely bonkers, but this is definitely weird. First, he's gonna check her for a fever.
She feels dead. She feels dead to the touch.
All right.
I'm cold.
Had to check.
I mean, she is.
I don't know nearly as much about illithid physiology as could be useful here. Okay, it's alive, you're saying? Like with Dario?
Move your arms, Dario. Can they see the jacket moving?
You both see the empty, flailing, flapping arms of the coat moving around. It's like weak and not strong at all, but it is moving.
But the coat's moved by itself before, though. Just to throw that down in the air.
Only
that
the
is
buckles.
true. The buckles.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
Okay.
Sus.
When I was gone.
Sorry, that I wasn't expecting that.
When I was gone, Milo, when I was in the cabin, Dario was there with me, and I gave him his coat, and then I took it back when I came back. When you brought me back, I took the coat back. I think his soul was fused with the coat.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna touch on this real quick.
Are you telling me because I had manners and took off your jacket, I'm now trapped in it?
Wow,
Milo's gonna try and cast
him.
message.
I'm doing good. Better than Kaushik, even.
Milo attempts to cast message on the at the coat. Just kind of, and I know it's supposed to be at a creature is the target, so he's gonna be thinking of Dario.
Okay.
Oh, we'll try and
Dario coat.
Hold on, I gotta
Dario coat.
Oh.
Gonna have to.
Either that or Codio.
Okay. I'm gonna say Milo would know this though. You cast message on it. You don't get anything back, but you also know that sentient magical items do not equal creatures.
Right. Okay. So this is not a sentient construct. Crowley, I think this is more your realm.
He says, stepping off to the side, but still watching very intently,
Well, Crowley is going
Is
to
sorry. Go ahead.
reach for the jacket, and would you mind?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
What's happening? Where am I going?
Be gentle with him, please.
Gentle with me?
Crowley's just taking you for a second.
Let's see. What
Probably
can I
pulling
do?
on plastic gloves.
I'm gonna take a super gentle tone with him as I'm handing over the coat to Crowley. I'm gonna say, Dario, trust me.
I'd like to reach out with Crowley would normally do to reach the spirits and try, I don't know, Arcana check to try and feel for a spirit in there or a soul or something of the sort.
Sure.
Because this is kind of in Crowley's wheelhouse.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Uh, 27. Roll 13.
27. You think that Kaushik's story, you think about if she was somewhere And the coat did have significance to both her and him. And the connection between them was strong enough on the other side that there is a chance that this is how sentient magical items, like soul inhabited items rather, would be the case, and that the attuned creature would be the one to be able to conversate with this sentient magical item. But I do think with that and Crowley's familiarity with spirits, that he feels that here. What's he doing to me? His hands are cold. So are yours.
This could be very possible. It's very likely it could have happened, Koshik. Perhaps the reason you're able to speak with them is you're attuned to the jacket right now. Is this something? It's very possible he's hitchhiked in here. I don't know how to get him out, though. It would be... I can't focus on the soul. The magic of the code is interfering.
Koshik, go very quiet.
I'm just listening.
What are they saying?
He's saying that the magic of the code is interfering with his ability to separate your soul from it. So for now...
I have to be a coat.
You're a coat. But...
Can we hear her half of this conversation?
Well, I mean, I don't tentacle talk, I brain talk. So, I mean, if this is just for him,
right.
It's just for him. Can I specifically...
I didn't know if you were saying it out loud or a whisper.
You can do both. We've established you can do both.
Right. I think that I will be saying it out loud, just so everyone knows, like, he's caught up. Everybody knows what he knows. So, he can't hear you guys, though. That's kind of wild. So maybe I will directly direct it. I don't know. He's not happy about being a coat.
Isn't that better than being dead?
I have a crazy idea, says the Crowley to himself.
Oh, to himself, okay.
Out loud, of course, but anyway.
Oh, out loud, okay, wonderful. Perfect. 1 second. Oh, Crowley has an idea. It doesn't say crazy. Poignantly does not say crazy idea.
There might be a way to, if you don't mind losing the jacket for a while, getting him to speak to us. It's very dependent, though. I'm not sure. Milo, you'd have to tell me the applications, but true polymorph.
Polymorph, a coat?
A coat with a soul in it. Allegedly. Koshik.
I'm not sure. I would have to look into some of the arcane, like, concepts there.
Oh, come now, Milo. The day's just started. We can just go ahead and do this right now. Crowley's hand starts to crack.
Does Milo know offhand if that would work?
If true polymorph would work?
Yes.
Give me an Arcana check, and I'll say advantage since Crowley's right here.
Sick. Yo, thank fuck for that advantage.
It's so loud.
What the hell? This is just absolutely
29.
29. Do you have the spell? Do either of y'all have the spell True Polymorph?
I have the spell, yes.
You have True Polymorph? With True Polymorph, you know, Crowley, that it's typically a non-magical item, which the coat is currently.
I'm sure a coat with a soul in it would also be a magical item, but you know, who cares?
With a 29, I'm gonna say, and you knowing the spell by itself will not work. There's some potential for some fuckery. You're gonna be playing around with the ley lines of magic and stuff, and you may need to blow up a magical item here or there, but probably wasn't wrong. It's a crazy idea, but maybe. You could also just incinerate Dario's soul into nothingness if it fails.
He was already dead. Let's be real. You know yourself.
Let's.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Those are inside thoughts for them if they would like to.
Hang on, wait a minute.
I think you've got a good start here. I would like to explore options for maybe some guardrails here on this project. I'll add that to the list, Kaushik.
He says, looking at the coat with distinct concern.
Is he friendly?
Why is it so quiet for so long? And why does it feel like his fingers just got mischievous for some reason?
He's aggravated, but Dario's always been friendly.
Okay, can you communicate back to him? We're working on it.
And he looks like, yeah, we got this.
Dario, we have a solution in mind. We are working out the details.
Wonderful.
It
Out
might
of
be a
curiosity.
little while.
Is he attached to the idea of his original corporeal form?
Are you attached to the idea of your original corporeal form?
Does he want to look the same as he did before?
I'm sure he understands what it means.
Just make him into another vampire.
Would
Gotcha.
No, Milo has another plot in mind.
What do you mean? Yeah,
Milo, I could turn him into a
I would-
golem.
yes, I would love to look like myself before.
Wonderful, thank you. Yes, he would love to look like himself before, he said.
What are they talking about changing me into someone else? What did they change me into?
Milo, a golem, we could make it look like him. It'd be easy, all involved.
Dario, they're
I'm
just
very good at
they're just
carving.
trying to figure out how to bring you back as accurately as they can. And not as a coat.
Accurately as they can.
And not as a vampire.
No, that's not what I had in mind.
Like side eyes maybe some of his equipment over on the wall, glances back really quick.
Anyway,
Can I roll to see if I catch that side? Can I roll a perception check, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
I'll say DC 12.
Oh, my perception's plus 11.
Milo is not a
I
very
rolled
socially
a
subtle
nat
person.
20 for 31.
Shit.
Yeah, you were probably making eye contact with Milo and saw him be like,
I will lean in close now, saying, Milo, don't even think about it.
Don't think about what? What is he thinking about doing?
I'm talking to you.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell. I can't see anybody.
I addressed him as Milo.
better than a coat, right?
Better than a coat.
I haven't been a coat for long, but that seems offensive.
There are lots of things, Milo, that are better than a coat.
Yeah,
Like a
That's one of
person
them.
living and breathing.
well, you'd have to speak to probably our team about that. I'm not big in the realm of reconstructing flesh. Isn't that more your ballpark anyway?
I've never reconstructed flesh.
What?
We're talking about building you a body, perhaps.
Once again, just to confirm, I know we tried message. I would like to try sending to Dario.
Try sending.
The idea, the thought, the perception of Dario.
Right. I am gonna hold fast here because this also says to a creature. So currently Dario is under the sentient magical item category.
Yeah, leather jacket. It was once a creature. DM, are you
then sending doesn't work on a dead
leather?
creature? Kaushik's undead. We're fine.
Milo's gonna cast another message, but this one's gonna be to Crowley.
Okay.
You'd probably catch him side-eyeing him too. Again, Milo is not a very subtle person. He's basically like,
Hey, Crowley. Do you think that's actually Dario's soul in there, or just like a reflection or his essence or something?
Crowley's gonna kind of sidestep and look at like behind Kaushik and look at some of the miracle, and then he's gonna turn immediately and be like 50-50.
You messaged him that?
oh yeah.
Obviously,
you probably saw Milo like really, really unsubtly like scratching his ear, but where he's got the communication piece that he had before, he's got like a new version of it. Just like,
but surface thoughts.
like looking at.
He can't
Looking
hear
at,
you, and this is no place for secrets from me. I came to you for help.
Oh, no. Yes, I am thinking of solutions. Like you wanted me to.
I know you, and I know when you lie.
I am thinking of solutions. You didn't like my first one.
Fair.
I'm sure there is something I can do or think of, because this is not something that'll be solved immediately. We'll put our heads together. Until then, enjoy your jacket, unless Milo needs it.
No, not right now.
Enjoy your jacket.
Can
Yes.
I ask a question? How was it again that I separated Crowley's daughter's soul from him?
You cast, I believe, Resurrection, right?
Right. But Crowley also pulled some shenanigans beforehand and prepped for all this, because he was researching it a long time.
Right, and you also pulled a soul out of another living body.
Right. Oh.
Crowley got tricks.
You Crowley finagle some tricks for this situation.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know. Dario, darling, for now, my coat. Let's go.
What do you mean for now? How long? Let's go, as if I have a choice. Yes, let me just... Both of y'all see the jackets of the arm move back and forth, but does nothing else. He says, let me just walk away from this situation, then... I'm a coat.
You're
We'll
not
use the nutrients of the
angrier than I
coat,
remember you.
grow a tree, and we can cast resurrection on a living being.
Let me just hit him with a quick disintegrate. That'll solve this problem.
But my coat.
I may be angry because I am a coat.
Yeah, I tell that to Milo, and I'm just like, preposterous ideas. Half serious, half not.
I guess.
1090.
I guess for now, I'm just taking the coat back to my room.
I'll keep thinking of solutions that aren't the one you think I was thinking of.
She just rolls her eyes and continues to leave.
Where are we now?
Job team.
I'm going back to my room.
Oh.
They need more time.
He says, darling, I'll accept the invitation, I suppose.
They need more time to think of solutions that don't involve bringing you back as a robot.
What? A what?
A robot.
Warforged.
A warforged.
Yes, I'm a bit fond of flesh.
You know, Milo, that's his favorite thing. Is
Ew.
robots. Warforged. I am fond of you in flesh as well.
That's the sweetest thing I've heard
Enfleshed.
today.
Alright. I think for now I'm just gonna kinda hang the coat up on the door inside with me. I'm still gonna be in the bed, but like he's
what are you
like he's
doing?
across
What are you
from
doing
me.
with me? Where am I?
Do you
Am
want me
I
to put
on
you
a coat rack?
Do you want me to put you back on? Would you rather me wear you?
I don't know at this point. I'm a bit fragile. I apologize.
Relax. It's all right. We're going to figure it out. You know that you can trust me.
Coat. That's easy for someone to say. That's not a coat.
That's fair. I'll be right back.
No, you're leaving me here. Wait.
I need some tea.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna go get some tea.
okay, all right.
He just walks down the hall like, I don't think I like Dario as much when he's not a person.
I don't like dark coat.
Dark coat.
All right.
Man, I'm just saying this has some horrifying implications of like if the daughters of Sorkel like kill Kashyyyk and loot her body and they just like toss this coat into like a vault for, several centuries. He'll go super crazy.
And thus lore of sentient magical items were born. So
you have to play a lot of tic-tac-toe to keep himself occupied.
The next morning comes for all of you. You know that the 12 will have the teleportation to Droam ready to go for you in the morning. Nilbo is up, rested, gives you all his head shake.
No longer exhausted.
No longer exhausted after
yeah.
getting some rest in. Lucas, you see, comes back onto the ship. A couple of boxes under his arms with paperwork in them. Looks like files and data crystals and stuff like that. Finds you and Gandalf says, I've had some, this is good. I've had some things flown in from Thrain about Droam sisters and the like. I'm going to be combing over them for a while until we get to where we need to be. Hopefully it's helpful.
Any information is better than how little we've got now, so yeah.
We'll see. The fellow you and our team were talking about last night.
Bourdain?
Yeah, I've heard the name before.
Sounds like a bad dude.
Yeah, to say the least. But I've heard about his name. At the very least, I'm hoping we can find something about him in here as well.
Yeah, for sure. Whatever. Any leg up we can get is a boon.
Yeah, I'll just be at the table.
Okay. All right.
What are the rest of you doing? Or anything else before you leave here in Karnath and on to Droam?
Would have woken up early and grabbed a cup of coffee and maybe like a biscuit or something to chew on and read. Like found herself maybe gone up to the crow's nest or something where it was peaceful and read.
Okay.
Usually would have been woken up as early as I could to also grab breakfast, whatever was around. Also kind of eat up.
Very well.
Hey, right, we got a bunch of fucking people.
Bunch of bookworms.
Bunch of speed readers, yeah.
They're trying.
I got 6 days to read this, man.
If I cast haste on myself, do I read fast?
Well, it's time, not speed.
I don't know, man. It sounds like you gotta finish the book.
Yeah.
No, man. I just got to read the same page for 48 hours.
It's like I finished the book the first night. I've just got to reread it for like.
If you're spending this morning reading, you go ahead and add another 2 hours of reading. So. Yes.
Yeah, I guess we also need to get to Tookie Tookie at some point, or for me to drop Mop and Glop off, or if Glop stays, just Mop. Or if that's even happening. Have that conversation.
Yeah. Irish is again apprehensive about the situation, but okay with it. He will say, He grabs her hands and he says, I am to come with you on this, and for that I need to be able to protect myself. Glop will have to stay with me. He's a big part of how I do that. If you think that he is not going to be safe without Glop on that island, then we need to make other arrangements, and I need to stay out there with him.
No, he'll be fine out there on the island. I just wanted to make sure that you are still coming, that you are going to be okay with fighting.
I don't know.
We'll take care of each other. It'll be fine. Here, pet Slick real quick.
He deadpans at you for a second and then scratches Slick behind the ears.
Are there gaps in the helmet so that Slick can be scratched?
Slick like can hold his head back and flip the helmet backwards when he wants to.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying, do you really think Otto would not have left himself an outlet to pet Slick at every given opportunity?
Dog needs to be protected. No.
Agreed.
Well,
because Bruno's like, how heavy can I make this, and he's still be able to move around in it. Like,
I am gonna say, our team would be well aware of this as well. That getting them to Tuki is resource expenditure, and you're going into Droam.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can we send a message to? We can just kind of drop him off, or do you want to meet Audrey and Everett beforehand?
I mean,
are we all together right now? Or?
Yeah, we'll say you guys have grouped up at this point. You guys are getting ready to do what you need to do to leave. So everybody's around.
More mundane and traditional methods to get from point A to point B. Technically.
You want to put them on the boat?
I mean, probably first they'd go on like a cart or a rail
car. Mind you, this is Mop by himself that we were talking about. We were talking about just the child goblin.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that Glop is not going with him. So.
Yeah. Could we not send one of your staff? I mean, you're a king, right?
Cross country with a goblin child.
No, I mean
several staff.
Well, you could send the staff one that needs a vacation. I open them up on that tree. He plops out with Mop with him and delivers him to Everett and Audrey, and then hangs out for a couple of days until the next boat comes, and he leaves with the boat. Or are you looking at me like you're completely confused by that?
Because I am.
So, okay, let me reiterate. Staff member of the palace takes goblin child through tree, delivers goblin child.
Sure.
Comes back home.
I don't know how well this would work considering the current events going on, and reasonably certain most transportation is going to be locked down, but if he needs an escort to walk 20 feet out of a tree to Alter and Evan, I'm sure that's going to be arranged.
It was a pretty steep incline, and if you probably give him more than 3 or 4 feet of free fall, he'll grab onto something and be gone in those bushes like that. I mean, you saw how easy it was for that lady to slip inside those bushes and be completely unseen.
I think she was invisible. So.
I can see invisible creatures when I'm in another form. She was very hidden.
Also, my staff members, if it probably can't keep a hold of him if he really wants to go elsewhere. Just saying.
Okay.
Looks at Mop like.
Right.
Here's the game plan. We're going to message Audrey, tell her to go to this tree, stand underneath it with some chocolate, and tell Mop to go to the lady with the chocolate. foolproof.
But is it mop proof?
He likes chocolate, I'm sure. He likes anything with sugar.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. You want some chocolate?
He shakes his head furiously.
Hell yeah.
Floppy ears. Is that possible, Gandalf?
For what, to have a message sent to Audrey to tell her to stand beneath a tree with chocolate?
For you to have a staff member there with him, or a guard, if you can, something to protect him.
We might be sending refugees there at some point, so it might be good to have someone to set up like a pre-established area, you know, in conjunction with Audrey Goggins to make the area ready for official use.
Sure.
There we go.
Sure, I suppose.
What a gracious king.
I will send my best man for it. I'm gonna send Sergio.
Oh shit, Sergio and Club.
You go find Sergio. Hey, boss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, Sergio's kind of like, he's not like a soldier, so I'm like, he's a. But
Sergio is a thug.
Yeah.
Sergio is here on your request for just a bodyguard, an extra set of eyes.
So you know what? I'm sure Gerald Thorne will be happy for him to not be around anymore.
Probably.
So that's perfect.
Yeah.
He probably never had a vacation in his life.
He can keep teaching Mop to gamble and other bad habits.
Yeah. Sergio looks at you and says, "You're going to pay me to sit on beach and keep track of Goblin Child."
Sure.
I think I will live with this deal.
And I believe it was said that there would be a bunch of refugees coming and that fighting would be bad. So that's also going to be part of your job. Once more people start showing up, make sure they behave.
I can do this.
I know. I'm pretty sure I found you when you were being a bouncer. So it tracks.
Sure. Send me away to beach. I listen to the boss. The job is cake.
Yep. All right. So we're sending Sergio and Mop to Tookie to stay with Everett and Audrey.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Wait, let's with the message first. Hello, Audrey. We are sending you a small goblin child and an amazing fighter.
Do you have sending?
No, I'm telling the staff person.
We did. We did get one of our sending boy. Sending boy.
We're sending a trained and seasoned fighter with many years of protection duty under his belt, and he will act as protector to Mop and help you set up the area for refugees. And I hope you. It just goes on to like 150 words.
This guy with these encrypted lines are for official business, not personal things. But yeah, I'm sure.
And also tell her that Milo said he loves her and misses her.
That's the king, so it is official business. That's how it works.
You do get to do that.
He sends off a message to Audrey, giving her a heads up. So, messages sent. What is being used to transport them there?
I'll pop him out of that big old tree. So I will use
Sergio, you go first and then catch the child.
What do you mean catch? Shit!
It is 6 seconds, so it's like you jump in and then we throw him up in. We actually
go.
Erish has got chocolate just to make sure he doesn't scurry out and jump the other direction.
Sergio falls through. You're holding the spell. Mop looks back at you. And Erish says, I go.
You go. We love you. We'll get you soon.
Why not stay?
Dangerous.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, not at disadvantage
I'm
now.
gonna say at advantage with Eris there.
Okay.
Can I ready an action?
Ooh.
It says
What?
6 seconds. If he doesn't seem convinced, I'm gonna shove him through the pool.
Okay.
With Erish there, that changes a 12 to a natural 20.
Natural 20.
No child
Let's go.
Mop does make a break for it, but towards Erish. Mop hugs Erish, hugs you, RTM, and then goes over to Glop and fairly stealthily gives him some silverware as currency. Goes over to you, Pip, and gives you a hug as well. Can I get you? What's your passive perception?
Hell yeah.
I was like, I'm ready. My passive perception is 18.
18. Okay. I'd like you to mark. How much gold does Pip have on her right now?
Not much. Let's see. It's like 15 gold.
15 gold. All right.
Yeah.
I'd like you to mark 6 gold off, please.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Mop looks through. He says, you hear Sergio from the other side. All right, I'm up now. Come on. Cowabunga. And goes through the portal.
Does Bill go through at any point?
Yeah.
Do you want
Yeah, we
to
could have
Bill?
sent it with
Do you
Bill.
want
What do
Bill
you
to
need
go with?
Sergio for?
I mean, that's completely up to Bill. I
Okay.
just didn't know if he wanted to be going in the airship to crazy places.
Still holding the portal open. Looks at Erish. Keep them safe. Goes up to you, RTM. Headbutts his crest on you. You come back for me.
Always have, even when I died.
He jumps through the portal.
Look out!
you hear Sergio go, oh shit! And they're gone.
That's what we pay him the big bucks for. All right.
They're going to be fine.
Right. With the airship a little bit more quiet. Shining Vanguard, unless there's anything else that you got. You go to fly into the bottom of the Tower of the 12.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Weird as hell. Sounds like a terrible idea.
You all round up once more on the airship, having all your stuff ready to go. Nilbo says, we need to give them a heads up or anything.
I don't think so. He said just fly into it.
Just fly. All right.
Yep.
That looks like solid stone.
Wizards, man.
Right. Or everybody hang on or something, I suppose. We going up?
Holds on to the rail with gravity arm.
Locks down into place.
Yep.
You know, it's everybody good? Let's hope so.
Yep.
Let's go.
Starts speeding up and angling up and angling up and flying and going fast enough to get the airship into the bottom of the tower in the Tower of 12. Let's just do a quick little roll to see if he remembered to open up the teleportation circle.
What? Fucking smash. All right, well, there's the campaign, everybody.
You fly into what would be a solid wall up through the Tower of the 12, and a perspective shift happens almost immediately. As you do, you are first greeted with an open field, battle mages line in front of each other, spells coming from swords towards one another in an obvious training measurement as they reflect with shields over their heads, as you see a balding wizard with a high red cloak surrounding them, giving instruction through another layer. Obviously, this tower is full of demi-planes within demi-planes. Another level, you see wizards holding up in a sort of like a phalanx situation. You see them holding spells, shield spells up, and you see a 40-foot tall Cervelian bringing down a fist, and he says, "All right, everybody, make sure you hold the spells, otherwise a lot of revivify is coming up." And he smashes his hand into the shield once more. And you're in the early morning hours in a land far to the west. You sit just south of the Bishik Mountains, sort of settled in between. You know the direction of the crag, and also the direction of the tower. You have some time to get there, probably a little over a day's travel. Maybe more depending on where you're going. So, Shining Vanguard, this is where you need to get together, or you can do this outside of character and come up with a plan about what you're doing right now. It was not agreed upon by everybody that you're going to see Mordain, or if you are going to the Great Crag, or if you're going to attempt something else. So, this is the moment to make it. Because you're here.
Should we risk it with Mordain and see what's up?
I think kind of my thought, because why we wanted to pop up by the Bishik Mountains to see if we could check out what he was looking for, right?
Yeah.
Quite a while ago. My personal thought is if we find, I don't want to talk to Mordain unless we think we have something good to offer him already. So if we want to check out the mountains and see maybe we can find what he was looking for that maybe he wasn't able to find. Like if we have a good bargaining chip, I'd say we can risk it, but I don't think we should go talk to him without it.
Okay. The leader of the Gnolls from way back when, I would like to scry on them.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
I need to read something real quick.
I mean, there's a good chance they went to those mountains. They're fucking dead.
Yeah, that's true. And they were also like starving to death when you met them.
Maybe they're thriving now as vegetarians in Troem.
Yeah, did you give them vegetables to eat? Was that what happened?
Yeah.
First vegetarian gnolls in existence. It's like those same people that are like, you can have a vegetarian dog, and it's like, no,
You can have
wrong.
a very miserable and upset and malnourished canine.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Not really. Doesn't work. Maybe they're like hippies. Hippie gnolls. It's just all about the flesh weaver, man.
You cast scrying. Who do you cast scrying on?
The leader of the Gnoll pack that I interacted with, the one that seemed like they did the most speaking.
Okay. Well, the one that seemed like they could mostly speak because half of them was human.
Right.
Very freaky.
That's right.
Can I come up with something?
What that wisdom save looking like?
You reach out your lantern, taking you to the last known location that you remember seeing, because that's the connection that you have with that, was that area that you first met them and you made them food. You go back and you see the remnants of that feast scattered to the winds now, maybe some rotting food because you've helped grow some fruit there, but long now scavenged away. You follow the tracks up and through the mountains. and where the spell should latch onto something, should they still be alive, it fails to do so.
Oh.
You search for that feeling to lock onto, because you see the life force that was sort of left in the footprints as they walked, and it just dissipates.
Gotcha.
I think RTM is very in tune with his scrying spells. It is not as if it went to another plane and you cannot scry it. It's not like if they succeeded the spell save throw. RTM thinks very much so that this person has died.
All right. Yeah, probably not a successful mission for them, I guess. Yeah, I don't think those gnolls made it back, so I mean, we could take a peek and see what he was looking for in the Baishik Mountains, head in that direction. Or we could try to do some form of parlay at his tower. I mean,
going there without a bargaining chip seems like a terrible idea.
To the mountains we go then.
Not for too long. We will search, but it doesn't seem like we're finding anything.
I imagine there's Baishik in the Baishik Mountains.
Real quick, I want to offer you something as you're in that scrying, sort of in the middle of the scry, telling them I can't lock onto their life force. I think it's been snuffed out. Give me a perception check.
Ooh, I'm good at those.
Perception. Perception is purple.
That is a 26.
26.
That's pretty good.
Sort of locking onto the life force that was in those footsteps, and you, while you can't pick up details in scrying because it is on that person, go through this cave system, mining system, maybe something, until that disappears. But you see that sort of essence of the gnolls as it's dissipated and been cast, just sundered. Lavender fire. I'm sorry. Purple fire.
Oh, okay.
Less
different kind of O.
RTM knows what it means. He doesn't think it's active, but he's been there.
Kent is forgetting.
Oh, during the corruptor. That is what denoted his presence on Toki Toki when he met you.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I think these gnolls might have bumped into Darn and met an inn inside of some caverns or mines.
I think Darn is there.
I think that's what snuffed them out. Or at least either he's there or I don't know. They're dead, and there is purple fire akin to Darn.
Give me an insight check, RTM.
Sure.
I'll
22.
22.
Pretty good.
Just like seeing energies through this space, through this scrying. You don't think it's a current presence. You think that if it was, it would be much brighter, much more pronounced. You think that, but in order for it to be here, that maybe this is where he was.
Right.
For some time.
It might have been a place where he had been for a little while at least. He's been there before.
Gotcha. If we still want to check it out, we should be extraordinarily careful. I don't think running into him would really be in our best interest right now.
I didn't enjoy it at all last time.
Quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
All right. So we look. If it seems like we're not going to find anything, or like maybe he will be there, we turn back.
Okay.
And proceed with the plan of just dealing with the daughters.
If you get close enough, I can kind of look ahead.
To the
He is
Baishik
there.
Mountains.
We will.
To the Baishik Mountains then.
I interrupted you there, Cody. What were you saying?
He was just saying that it would be safer to look ahead than go in if the corruptor was there.
Sure. Yeah. Nilo folds up the map, says, "Belt where was it? If you can give me an idea, I can get you there."
Point right to it.
All right. Since it was up in the air when you guys were sent here, I'm just gonna roll a quick D100. Give me just as a matter of pointing it out on the map accurately. Give survival check. Give me a survival check.
Let's see.
You're good at those.
I'm
right
at those. It is a 24.
It's pretty good.
You trace up, point to it.
24.
I'm gonna roll percentile here to see how far you are away. If you were in more one direction or the other. So we're gonna want this roll to be high. You know what? I got the button. I'm gonna fucking use the button so everybody
use the button.
Can see.
Use the button.
I'm gonna use
The button has served us well, mostly.
Why would you jinx it like that?
Because I'm a bad man.
Oh shit. So we're super close then, right? Because it's really short distance, right? Like 17 miles off? Hell yeah.
All right, with a 17. The 17. Really quickly, as I pull up our map. I should have a map button.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
I was just thinking the same shit.
We're indoctrinated.
On a 17, I am gonna say. So we're gonna consider that distance. Now I'm gonna roll for how bad it is where y'all are at.
Oh shit.
What does that mean?
We just transported into a swarm of harpies. Like, oh shit.
I mean, we'll slap up some armies. Man the guns.
This is more to see if you are teleported right over the crag or Mordane's tower.
We're invisible. We're invisible.
You're invisible.
We're invisible.
Well, I mean, if we smack into a group of harpies, then they'll know that there's an invisible ship somewhere out there. If any of them manage to escape or something, you know what I'm saying?
Casual. Fly casual knows.
Live casual.
So we'll say, we'll make it in your favor. We'll say 40 and above. You are in no danger, just kind of far away. 0 to 20, and you are 0 to 21 to 20. You are essentially in the Great Crag, and then 21 to 39 is going to be pretty much at Mordane's tower.
Oh, that would also be awesome.
Well, cool.
No problem.
Jones is like, all right, now let me use these rig dice
Thank
real
God.
quick. Okay.
96.
Totally
It's very good. You're just a little bit far away. So we'll say about where Silberin is. You guys are a little bit southwest of that, in that far tip. So it seems you were teleported to the southern tip of the Baishik Mountains, a little bit into Droam.
You know, that's still a lot closer than Karna, so I'll take it.
Noah looks at it.
I don't think they sent us where they said they were going to send us.
Would someone like to give Nilvo advantage on a quick
Hell yeah, I got this guy.
navigation check?
My best friend. He
Isn't Artyom like proficient in navigator's tools or some shit?
So is Nilbo, yeah. Artyom's check might be better. Oh, wait. Are you?
I was trying to learn. I don't think I ever became proficient.
I know you bought them. That's right. I think you bought them, and then they got melted in the Mournlands. I think. No.
Yeah.
No, they got melted.
They
got destroyed well before that. I don't think they made it through.
Natural 20.
Woo! Go Nilbo! That's our boy.
Artyom helped pulling out some navigation tools of his own. He said, Why'd you punch me in the eye? Oh, I don't recognize that mountain. We're gonna be going this way. Says, all right, based on where the map is, takes about 2.5, probably closer to 3 days if we're trying to be any sort of sneaky about it. If we're not, and we're just trying to go, make it there in about 2.5 days. I can save some time. I'll be tired and we may need to rest outside of it, but it's up to y'all.
2.5 days. That sounds like enough time to read a lot of books.
A blessing in disguise.
I fucking suppose. How far along the mountains are we having to go, Jones?
From south, pretty much west of Silbaran.
Right, so right near Silbaran, right?
You see that crook of the mountains that kind of juts towards Ayendir right there at the very bottom. You guys are right about there. You guys are going to need to go pretty far northwest and hit right under the S of Baishik Mountains.
God damn. I assume the S in Baishik, not the S in mountains. The S in mountains is a lot closer.
Yeah. Well, maybe closer to between the S and the H of Baishik, right? But in between Suthar and Khazad-dral.
But up the majority of the mountain range.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty far, yeah.
So far away.
Strike the boat with lightning.
Safe.
Hell yeah.
If we're all good really quickly, we're gonna say you got 3 days.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm gonna get that 22 wisdom though.
Yeah,
I'll read.
You're gonna finish 48 hours of reading in 3 days?
No.
Oh.
He's already done some reading.
Oh, how much have you finished already?
I think I've got 10 hours so far. I mean, it was my wedding night. I wasn't fucking reading it. It's fuck that.
So 38 hours left to kill?
I got 16, so let's get it.
Yeah, I got 16 hours.
Well, the Tome of Understanding contains intuition and insight exercises, so I have a feeling there's a lot of let me read a chapter, and let me absorb that, and take it in, have some conversations, So there's not the whole time he's just sitting there.
I will say this, that if you were doing nothing else but reading, you can get... God, this is mind-numbing.
You only got to sleep for 8 hours, so you could read for 16 hours a day.
And technically 6. So I'm gonna say 16 hours a day. If you want to say that's all you're doing, you can get 16 hours a day of reading in.
I just need 2 days. I'm good. I'm there.
Yeah. I don't think it's solid reading. I feel like you can still read. Go use the bathroom, go have a meal for a little bit.
You can do all that while reading. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
That don't sound like finals week at all. This is you gotta make it happen.
This isn't
This is drinking
algebra.
4 Red Bulls at 4 a.m. Reading while peeing, trying not to miss. This is crunch time.
That's Milo with his intelligence tome. This is like a self-help book. I have to absorb this and better myself and get in touch with my feelings.
It tells you to stop drinking. It says do not drink.
Okay. So how many books do we get finished? Crowley finishes.
2 days. I'm good.
Azure finishes.
Azure.
Stacey Lynn, you're not coming through.
Not me. I've still got plenty of time left. I got 8 hours in so far.
You still not trained.
Guess who don't sleep.
Actually, if you have 8 hours and we're doing 16 hours a day with 2 days, you can get that amount. That's 16 plus 16 is 32. Oh, it's 48, not 40. Whoops.
Yep.
Bah, bah, bah. But I mean, I'll add
I
those
will say
days.
this, so you don't have to you can take levels of exhaustion if you wish to. However, you know you're also going to be taking a trip out of the Baishik Mountains as well. I froze. I hope I come back soon.
You might not have
I'm
it for
back.
the mountains.
You did freeze.
I froze for a second. What happened? Anyways, what were you saying there, Ian?
I was just saying, so you might not have it for the mountains, but you should have it by the time we get to the crag.
Exactly. That's so you can make
pray
that
nothing
decision.
bad happens in the mountains.
Cool.
Great success.
So those of you, Lucas does his own share of reading as well, going through some.
And I was gonna say, Ganwin's not good at it, but he feels it is his duty. He's gonna do his best to help Lucas.
You know, help Lucas? Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna try.
Do you want to give him the 8 action in an investigation check, or do you want to roll your own?
I don't know how good his investigation is.
Ganwin's
investigation is okay. Am I okay? I mean, it's a +5.
Lucas gets a +1 to investigation.
I will roll my own.
Okay.
I'm gonna try my best. That's the one thing I have picked up is find. I may not be able to read it real well, but I find buzzwords and like this looks like it has something. You read the details, and that's kind of that's how that interaction's going. All right, let's see here.
Milo, what are you doing?
I shit you not, natural 20.
Natural
for a 25.
Lucas got a 12. Lucas is there. Natural 20 for a 25.
He's actually reading the contents of things that I'm like, daughters, here you go. Mordain.
That's a good question. Do you think, knowing your path right now, knowing like if we're going to see Mordain, we need a bargaining chip for Mordain, is that where Ganduin's mind is, or is Ganduin casting that aside regardless and reading more on the daughters?
I'm gonna say more on the daughters, because I mean we have a general idea of his interests, and I need to see if we're even gonna find anything at all at the mountains. So,
all right. So you're more concerned with the daughters currently.
For sure, 100%.
With a 12, Lucas will go over some. Because it's not all just like paperwork, like reporting. You also see letters from Thrain and stuff like that he's going through, like official business type stuff that was sent to him. And he's going through them, reading them, throwing them to the side. If they're where he says, House Deneth broke off ties with Droam. They're going to be sending in their own hit squad as well.
House Deneth is?
If our intel's right, yeah.
Okay. That's bold of them.
Yeah, it's a ballsy move for sure.
Holy shit, hi.
RTM
Go
says
find study nook.
He's floating behind you, meditating on what he just went through.
I must not drink alcohol anymore. I must not drink alcohol anymore.
My body is a temple.
he's just sweating. Anyway, yeah.
He says,
okay.
I guess they took it personally as well. So
makes sense.
All right.
Just quick question on that front. I haven't had much dealings with them outside of Thronehold. You think they've got anybody with a chance of succeeding? I don't know how much Thrain is interacted.
Chance of succeeding?
Yep. Or are they just basically sending men to die?
Some people may say the same about us, to be honest, but I don't know.
I mean, that's fair.
I don't know. I doubt they're sending just their.
No, I figured they were
guards.
sending some of their best guys. I don't know what their best looks like.
Unfortunately, neither do I.
You happen to. Okay.
No. But potentially allies, I guess, somewhere if we get lucky.
Yeah, if we can find them, great.
Okay. That's
good to also, I mean, we definitely need to keep an eye out for them because, I mean, like you said, we don't know how good they are. And if they, you know, send things on high alert before we're ready, that could fuck us up.
Hours and hours of this, more hours of reading through other stuff. Lucas Lucas speaks up again. Gloff bringing you coffee to make it through. Lucas speaks up and says, I knew it. I knew I'd heard the name before. And you see like old war orders as well as like other documents. He says, reading through it says, Thrain sent someone out. They weren't looking for Mordain, but they found him, unfortunately, it looks like. They were following some lycanthropes there.
They followed some lycanthropes to Mordain's abode.
Yeah. Looks like they stumbled upon him and one made it out. If you want to call it that. He looks up at you and turns the paper towards you, and it details the return of a soldier who was sent back as a message. He did nothing but babble insanely upon his return. But the bottom half of a werewolf was sewn to his torso.
Oh. Okay.
This is a
that's. Do what?
Nothing. He sits there aghast for a moment. It's like, we want to make a deal with this person.
Want is a strong word, but I mean, this is somebody who evaded imprisonment that was supposed to be being enforced upon him by the 12 themselves. And if we can convince him that it is in his best interest to combat the daughters and or Zoriat, then I mean, we have to take the help we can get. Whether we like it or not.
Your natural 20. Going through documents on Mordain first. Gaina, when you find something that he was excoriated from House Fjarlin and the 12.
Mm-hmm.
But some intelligence records say that was not the initial attempt at... why are you so big there, Cody? Jesus, I'm glad I hand back over. That was not the initial attempt. That the 12...
When he was... Which was not the initial attempt?
Both. Those things happened simultaneously,
okay.
Like according to everybody's knowledge and everything.
Right. That he got kicked out.
That he was kicked out. Right.
Okay.
You read here some intelligence reports that say the 12 tried to kill him before that was even done. That there were orders to kill Mordain for what he was doing.
And they failed.
And they failed. You see that they went through more traditional methods at attempting to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And when those failed, they attempted other methods.
Do they detail how they failed insofar as like they just couldn't get to him, or like it hit him and then he just didn't die?
They had him and they could not kill him with magic.
Okay.
They attempted to guillotine him, which did not work. And then they tried more extreme methods. They bathed him in acid, they burned him at the stake, they drowned him, and they even dismembered him completely. None of them worked. His body always found its way back to its original form. When none of that worked, they attempted to imprison him in Dreadhold, which you guys already knew.
And then that's when he escaped from there. Yeah, I kind of turned some of those sheets over to Lucas and go, bad dude, but definitely good to have on your side if you need to throw down. And just kind of like slide that to him of like, he would not die.
Great. So...
Which means if we go to talk to him, we better be damn sure that he wants to listen.
Bellion didn't want to try to tell us that the 12 attempted to kill him first. This guy's probably got a grudge.
Yeah, probably. He can't carry out that grudge if Zoriat takes everything over, though. Unless he thinks he can make a deal with them, or they just can't touch him. Okay. That's fucking scary.
And just some details, they attempted to take him to Dreadhold, but they attempted to do that in multiple methods as well. Petrification, polymorph, nothing held, ever. They attempted like hiring like Medusas, they attempted a basilisk petrification, they tried petrification spells of the 12 themselves. It seems as if that something would hold for a little while, maybe, and then he just escaped. Finally, he got away and went to Droam.
Cool. So this dude sounds functionally immortal.
I think petrification was whenever they were taking him to there, he like subverted petrification somehow.
It just stopped working.
Correct.
Cool. That's fun.
Very little is known about what he has been up to lately, but he has taken residence in the tower that y'all have been referring to. The tower is known as Blackroot. That is what they call it. In these records also, some of the locals call that forest Kresh Ril, which also means the forest of flesh.
Ooh.
That's not gross and weird at all.
There have been multiple attempts on Mordane's life since. None of those people have come back with the exception of that one guard of the Silver Flame. And he later ended himself.
Gotcha. Okay.
You begin reading on the daughters.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I don't know if I want to go talk to Mordain anymore. I think it's a bad idea.
Well, if he sent homies to the Baishik Mountains and then Dern game overed them, I feel like we might have an allegiance at least on that regard, right?
Right. Maybe.
So, I mean, Mordain might be like, you know what? I don't really like you, but I really don't like that fucking asshole.
He kept me from what I wanted to look at. Fuck that guy.
And if he's coming to town, then we got to do something about that.
Can you go square up with that, like, old god, since you can't die, and just kind of, like, stall him for a little bit?
Like maybe 3 levels or so?
Like maybe you can't kill him, but can you just continually not die for long enough that it just, like, gets on his nerves and he goes home? Like, he just gets bored. I think this is the only time like I have ever rolled well on anything intelligence related.
Yeah, and I want it to feel right. This is what we're gonna do. Part of your natural 20.
What are their favorite foods?
They happen to like spice Kalashtar. All right, boys, we got an in.
Yes.
Some of the documents he brought from Thrain, old documents, historical documents, stuff, some of which do not even have to do with the daughters, but as you're reading through them, something catches your eye.
Oh boy.
You're reading through, it almost seems like theological texts about the Silver Flame. I shouldn't have read chat.
Eric did that already.
Jesus Christ. It seems like old theological text almost as you're sort of just looking through, and then you see like what the silver flame is and what it does, and like the initial theology of it just being a protective barrier of the world. You think back, Lucas told me that it was getting weaker and it was failing. And then you go into some older stuff as you're flipping back through it, and it begins talking about the protections of the world. That there are certain things that were put into place to protect this world from other things, from otherworldly creatures. That it mentions the silver flame being part of that. It mentions the Goshkalaw's gates being part of the system, and it mentions the blood of Galifar being part of that protection. And I think with that natural 20 that gained a win, reading through that, understands some things that maybe he didn't before. The silver flame's getting weaker. The gates are collapsing. And now they have my son. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Hey.
No balls.
Oh. So, thank you guys for playing with me. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you had a good time. We're getting at 9:30, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I'll probably also send you some things offline there, Ian, that you may pick up. So, thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, I had a good time. I hope you did as well. We're in the big leagues. We're doing stuff. So, we are Hard Knock Dice. We stream every Wednesday and Saturday. On Wednesdays, we do our wonderful campaign Whispers in the Dust, DM by our Ian over here. So come check us out. That's our Fantasy West campaign. And then on Saturdays, we do this. So check all that out. Also, go donate to Extra Life right there in the chat, or you can just scroll down. Your choice. Do the lawful kind thing. Open your heart wallet to a great cause. Be a hero IRL. We are going to raid some friends here in the TTRPG community, who is a surprise to me and you as well. So, because I have no clue as I open this up. So wonderful. We are going to, let's raid our friends. Let's do the Unexpectables. The Unexpectables. I'm going to go ahead and start that raid. Drop a follow if you haven't yet, guys. It helps us out. Also, drop a sub if you're feeling it in your heart of hearts. And I think that's it, right? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I'm on the haters. Yeah.
Well,
thanks.
Until next time, guys. Much love. Bye.
Bye. Bye.